Jake,
Daniel,
did you notice the searing heat this weekend? The heat was searing.
yeah, well, they say wait a minute.
It's back. Was thinking about all those poor souls that didn't understand how to buy a vehicle here in 2026, or how to get in a vehicle, I should say. The people that were out at car dealerships,
Sunburnt,
driving everywhere, and
sweaty,
matching this offer against that one, and
awful.
just killing your whole day. Or you could just shop at Fairlease, fairlease.org.
Fairlease.org cut out not only the dealership but also the middleman, because they are backed by the Credit Union of Texas. Community Bank. You're going to get a better rate. We've heard from a number of listeners who were in upside down loan, bad lease situations from COVID, or perhaps just a bad deal they were in with perhaps D&M. Fairlease hooked them up and got them out of that situation.
You know what I think about that bad? Hold on, that bad lease at D&M.
What unfair?
Here's what I think about it.
Oh, hey, don't be the donkey
of the day.
Yeah.
It's on notice. I'm not going to officially give.
That's the D and D. No, I don't know. That probably might be illegal to say. Fairlease.org. We have a special phone number for you if you want to roll that route, 972-705-4815. As for Connor or Nick, they will be handling all the Dumb Zone leases. Commercial is a big part of their game as well. If you got a business, you need a box truck, whatever it is, Fairlease, 972-705-4815.
Fairlease, when you don't know what to do about a car, 'cause car stuff is hard. But not with Fairlease. You don't need a dealership, baby.
John. It is Monday. This is the Dumb Zone. I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Jake Kemp.
I'm Blake Jones.
Today we are, and Foodie CK, we are in the Game Day Men's Health Studio, downtown Dallas. The Big D, the Windy City.
The Big Apple, baby.
The Mirrored City. Yeah, we're in downtown Dallas, Fox 4 building.
For now.
Game Day Men's Health Studio. GameDay.dumbzone.com. If you don't want to feel like ass.
When Fox 4 moves studios, the Game Day Men's Health Studio will also move studios. And in my mind, it's kind of like... well, maybe this is a bad analogy because some people would say what I'm about to mention sucked. I quite liked it. But like when Saved by the Bell went to college and they had a different background, and it was the same characters, but like the show just looked different. There was a lot of shows that tried Boy Meets World. They moved in together. And it's just a different little setup. Same characters. It's going to look different.
Can we do all new? Like
probably sound the same.
Kiss FM did all new for 7 years.
We have to. They will. Expiration date on when Fox 4 stopped saying from the new Fox 4 studios in Las Colinas is like 2040.
Oh, wow.
Just
that's
track
a good
that.
One. Anyway, a nice weekend. Actually, we usually like to do a weekend check, but I want to start today with a weekend check that most of us can take part in. It is reviewing the Akaash Singh comedy show. Akaash was in town Friday night at the Majestic, which I found is a 12-minute walk from the Fox 4 Game Day Men's Health Studio, where I took advantage of a little weekend parking.
Weekend availability. Why not do weekend parking?
Get a little steps.
Sure.
Nice.
You hold hands?
Did not hold hands. There are many couples out there who will hold hands, including this morning. I feel like I saw a homeless couple holding hands. Or they were just very dirty.
Yeah.
These people.
I've told you about the
It
people
felt like
in
they were homeless, though.
my neighborhood, and I've seen them holding hands. They're not homeless. They look it, though, at well, that's mean, but they look homeless. They
Yeah.
walk to get 40s together. It's
Really?
pre 8 a.m. every day. And I mean, it's, tall can in a bag, probably a 24, 32, but
That's
yeah.
beautiful. If you had one of those ladies, you wouldn't have had to quit drinking.
I know. They look dude, and I know where they live too. They're walking. They're
You're
getting
like,
a good amount of steps.
I was drinking at 8 a.m. This
right.
is
No, don't say that's not. No.
Well, I don't know if you were that. But
I mean, it's
the
still
point
been
is,
impaired, but
We won't experience that kind of love.
and I'll tell you this too.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. They look more spry than I did then or now. They have a bounce about them, and they go every morning, and they're in it.
Because they don't have someone bitching about them about their drinking.
Teamwork. And I've seen them hold hands, and it's kind of beautiful.
Oh, before we even get into Akaash, though, let's just promote Thursday, just to mention, Zoli's Pizza, Fort Worth. We got to make sure we get people out there. Zoli's Pizza, Fort Worth, this Thursday, 11:30 to 2:30. We will be there. Julie Dobbs will be there, and Pizza will be there. So we don't get to Fort Worth very often.
We're on a
right?
tear.
Yeah. So, yeah, Akaash had a show. The Majestic, pretty big time,
Yeah.
right? That's where we saw Kevin James
Yeah.
once upon a time. I think I might have seen...
Louis.
Oh, was it Louis or Shane?
Probably both.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big room.
It's a big room.
Sold
and
it out.
Should we do? Is there any backstory here at all?
Very nice. Oh, go ahead. What?
Just like, do you think there's anybody who listens to our show that doesn't really know, doesn't have any idea who this guy is? Not like
Go ahead. Lay him out.
Well, he's a stand-up comedian from Plano, and he's about my age, 40, and he grew up, went to Plano high schools. His family's Indian, and he did not. Yes, Dot. Well, I was going to say he did not pursue the route of medicine. Dude, how funny would it be if you ran into, like, you're in a doctor place and it's like, oh, no, it's chill. You got an Indian doctor. And a guy walks
It's
in.
Akaash?
You're like, no.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
like
it's
a
a
Cherokee.
guy with a headdress?
You're like, I don't know, dude. You guys aren't exactly known for... He's like, here. No, but he took the comedy route.
Yeah, he's got some ancient...
Right.
like,
He just starts... No, so...
speaks to the gods.
Akaash
heal
took that route, and I remember it was probably 10 years ago now. I was really into this podcast called Deezus and Miro. They've both gone on to do like different huge things in Hollywood, but one of them, Deezus, was on a show called Wildin' Out, and it was kind of like a Night at the Apollo sort of improv type of roast jam show that MTV had. And there was a guy that kept popping up on my Twitter feed that was on that show with Deezus or with Miro, I can't recall, but he was on there and he was a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. So I started following and I realized he would like tweet at Bob. And I'm like, who is this guy? Go to his account and I started following him. I think one of us reached out and we had him on the station at some point very early on. Like he wasn't huge at that point. He certainly wasn't doing anything like the Majestic, but this is like very early on in the process.
Akaash was on that show?
Yeah. As like a, I don't know, maybe 28, 25 to 30-year-old. He was on a show called Wild and Out. It's a Nick Cannon show. And a couple of other things like that. He was on those shows.
Okay. I never knew that.
Yeah. I mean, he has, like everybody. He's 40. He's doing the Majestic now, which is big, but it ain't like, he's not at AAC level. He's been grinding for 18 years. We've only known him for what, 8?
Yeah.
So before that, he was doing that. And so anyhow, we reached out. He was a huge, huge P1. Grew up a P1, stayed at P1. And then when it came to our situation, he had recounted some stories to me about his success in the world of podcasting. I had recounted to him some doubts that were expressed to me by our leadership at the time when I said, I think I could make good money podcasting. I told him that we brought that up on a show after we had left the station. We had Akaash on our new podcast at the time. He recounted that story in colorful terms, and then they played that tape in court. So he's all over our evidence packet. He's all over our court transcript. He's inextricably tied to this show now.
Right. Part of the suit was you didn't control Akaash.
Yes, and our defense of how can we? But anywho, he hosts a podcast with another comedian called Andrew Schultz, named Andrew Schultz, called Flagrant, and now he's touring the nation. He's got a couple specials on YouTube. He's trying to put one together right now. So this was a home show for him. So it wasn't just like seeing Shane or Louie. It was somebody playing, short of an arena, the most prestigious venue in their city. Like the last time I saw him, I think it was at the Addison Improv.
Okay.
And then Houston, or wherever we were.
Yeah, he had it. It did feel from the audience like that was a more special night for him. It had kind of a returning hero.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. He seemed pretty emotional in different times of the show, but also that's how he laid out the show. With some more, it was more than just comedy. I almost cried at this freaking opening. I want to tell him, don't do that. Don't put that little sad thing in the beginning, or happy sad. I know it's probably to honor his mom, and his dad seems like an asshole, but it was just a cool little whatever. It was a nice. You could see though, it all came together.
Oh yeah.
There was a theme throughout his show. One of the main things I want to say about Akaash, and what was the initial YouTube thing that kind of blew up, was the Bring Back Apu?
Yeah.
Or We Like Apu. It's thumbs up to Apu. I think it was Bring Back Apu. But Akaash had a comedy special, right?
Yeah, because there was a documentary a guy made, or some sort of social commentary
What
about
was it called?
How Apu was racist.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Bring Back Apu.
Yeah.
And then, Akaash's, a lot of the thing in there was, that was like, at least we had some representation. And now
that's how you get Rogan.
we get rid of Apu, and now we got nothing. Anyway, from watching that, my analogy here is when you go away for a week when your kid is very little, like pre-1, pre-2, definitely pre-1, first 12 months, you can go away for a week and you come back and you're like, whoa, I can't even believe the difference in my kid. Like just a week, couple weeks for sure. They change so much so quickly. So our viewing of Akaash over the years, though, in his stand-up, starts probably with Apu for me. But then we went to Houston to see him a couple of years ago. Drove down there. This is post-DumbZone. And then to see him again 2 nights ago, Friday. His don't you think it's amazing? Just his stage presence, his confidence, and a lot of that has to come with the fact that he's the mastery of the craft that he has achieved to make it seem like he's doing things for the first time ever, or he's just having this thought now. And I don't know. Like I thought the Houston show was a lot. I thought he relied more on the crowd work to get him into the rhythm. Like this time, he still does that. He'll do some crowd work in the beginning, and it kind of gets him flowing. And then all of a sudden, he hits into, you could tell then now this is his thing. But you also can't exactly tell when this is his thing. Like, yeah. So I think in the past, it was like, oh, I can tell now he starts set. He was doing crowd work. Now he's doing set. Now he's doing this. But I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I just think his development, it's been a really cool thing to watch, and it's amazing.
I'm glad you're saying that, because I feel the same way now. I guess we're both in the same boat of bias. So if I'm looking for someone to tell me, no, you're not just biased because you're cool with them, it's not you or you. But I think the same thing. And I did tell him that in his least awkward way as I possibly could. But it's also because, and you can read this from his set, like he's gay like me. And maybe he'll accept you being
there's some
like,
gayness
hey,
in the set.
Hey, I think I want to tell you, like, you've really come a long way. And also, like, that sounds like I was saying, Like, for example, you know, I thought that it took a lot to do the show before when we were at the station. I think it takes more now. But I thought back then I was doing everything I could. You know what I mean? So back then it wasn't like, oh, this guy's got a long way to go. But seeing him now, and I think it's marriage probably is part of it. I'm excited for him to have kids because I think he'll have great sets on having kids. Like, I think he's a dude who just is a more observational adult and fits better in that role, and it's super comfy for him, and it's cool.
That's what I was gonna say. Is it? I enjoy his comedy because it doesn't feel like it's an act. Like with some openers and some other people, it's, you know, they start. What's the deal? You can kind of sense that they're getting into their comedy routine. I just felt like Akaash talked to us for an hour and a half and was extremely funny. Like you kind of lose.
That's
you
what
lose
Dan is
fact that
saying
it's a
is
show.
so cool.
Yeah.
To be able to put that all together, that is something that I don't think I would ever. I've contemplated. Could I, like we all have, I'm sure. Could you refine 5 to 10 minutes and wrote just every memorization? That's eventually what you would imagine most people are doing. But to be able to get to your beats while also, how are you doing tonight, mister? That's a level of versatility that I think very few people could ever attain. And
well, you're
just to
probably
do
looking at 10,000 hours, man.
Oh,
that's what we're not seeing.
I was talking to the guy afterward that was his opener, who I missed at a family thing. I felt like an asshole for being late, but
yeah, everybody was asking about you. There's a lot of people wondering.
You're the biggest jerk in the world.
I told you we were way back. Nobody could notice you were gone.
Well, the guy afterward, when you don't want him to be like, "What'd you think of my set?"
Oh yeah.
But he was like, "Yeah, I've been in about 6 years." I'm like, "Yeah, it's not nothing, dude." He's like, "Yeah, Akaash is at about 18."
Yeah.
So I feel like I've been doing it at a time 3 times longer. But it was a great evening.
Quick interlude. I have more on Akaash because I have a goal, but we must mention Trident Access Services. And I was pretty confused. Why are you called Trident Access Services? And they're like, I thought you were a garage door company. And they're like, yeah, we also do gates. I'm like, yeah, okay, garage doors and gates. What does that mean? Why? And they're like, yeah, that's how you access. That's how you get in. And you're like, oh, okay. So these guys are smart, number one.
Now, it's important
what do you have to know about txtrident.com?
It's important to point out that while they do deal in access, the trident is more of a metaphorical thing here. There is no actual weapon involved. There's a trident tattoo, as Jeremy's a veteran of the Navy.
It's not the gum
company. No, the Trident gum also not involved in Trident Access Services.
Oh, because my garage door is sticking, and I thought they were doing that bit.
Man.
Anyway.
DumbZone clients will get a 10% discount whenever you roll with Trident Access Services. Gates, garage doors, they can help you. They can also get you out there right now for a little bit of a tune-up type situation. What are they doing right now? I know it's not called the fall tune-up, but they have a situation where you can come out
and have
them inspect everything.
Yeah, service your garage door, check the springs, the opener, the track, the weather stripping. The winter can affect that. And
wind, darling.
Yeah, the wind can affect it. So, yeah, mention the Dumb Zone. Motorized gates, sliding gates, swing gates.
But
hell yeah, baby. Love doing some swinging.
I just love running the swinging gate. Bring it back. txtrident.com is how you contact them. Please do tell them the Dumb Zone sent you. 817-512-1212.
So do you think a good goal for me? I've had a variety of goals in life. Haven't hit them all. Haven't even started on trying to hit them all. What are some of them? Perhaps I wanted to be one day I had this dream of being able to fly a helicopter. I've also had the goal of owning a generator. I just want to.
Yeah, I mean,
I just want to show that I'm better than others when they're out of electricity.
I think a marathon.
I want
in a
them
month,
pounding at my door.
But you've done more than a marathon in a month in other forms of exercise. So like it feels like you've surpassed that one. I would take the under if I had to guess on the year that you said you'd have sex once a month for a whole year.
Well, it had. Right now we hope to be there. This is where you get if you're as you age and your kids get older, and then you get
Not me, man.
Not
I
me.
would never.
We are if we can get one a month. My goodness.
So new goal?
I'd be so to work on stand-up,
Yeah.
to try and get out there, to get good enough just to be able to open for Akaash.
Whoa, that's a pretty
Dang, dude.
significant goal.
How about just in his hometown, or to be on the? Can I get somewhere on the list?
Yeah, I think
It's. I don't want to be Akaash. I think he's great. I feel like I'd like to be able to get to be. Could I be the first or the second guy? Maybe the guy that's just introing him, and I get to do 3 or 4 minutes. Then we bring up the real heavy hitter. He's funnier for sure, and then we get Akaash. The point is, what I'm trying to do is get into this pipeline to get some of that sweet Indian chicks. Dude,
Yeah.
that audience.
yeah, Dan was.
It was my.
I didn't think about that.
Oh my God, it's all I was thinking about, and I was. I went with my wife to the show, and I was just happy that she never listens to the show, and she just doesn't know the heaven that I found myself in. You think it's great to walk into our dirty gas station that we both love. Try being in the audience.
Yeah, you're in hog heaven.
For Akaash Singh. It was
I don't
really
do
cool.
Hog,
Like,
I don't know if they eat hog.
what an effing niche
Yeah, it's pretty
niche
good.
that he has. What a lane. You know, I there are different guys who you've seen develop different lanes. You know, Jeffrey Ross became like the roast comic. I guess Jeselnik was just like
It's just as dark
the
as
dark,
you could get.
dark
yeah.
comic, but the Indian comic. Not that he is that though. The thing that's great about him, the other night I thought it was he can just go do 20, 30 minutes or whatever on. It's just regular. It's comedy, but then he'll give a nice 10 or 15 like hardcore, but he mixes it in throughout the show that is right at you. These people that are going to buy these tickets no matter what, because I am an Indian comic. And I'm laughing my ass off at all that stuff he was doing too, and I didn't even know what I was laughing at. Like he'd talk about how he went back to India and took a trip and then this and that, and he says a few foreign words and like half the place laughs. And I'm like, that's hilarious. Whatever he just did is hilarious because everybody here thought it was hilarious. And I'm good friends with him and everybody here now.
I wonder if that's what it's like whenever you always hear of comics going to other countries. That's the dumbest thing I've ever said. But you hear of guys that you wouldn't think are like big enough.
Yeah. They
and
can.
You
Why
go
would he
over
be
and like, is people just going to know? And I guess they know just enough in the crowd to laugh, right? There's got to be a lot of people at crowds in Europe or Asia that go see an American comic and they're not getting a lot of what is being said, but they're still laughing. So you're just kind of, that you kind of can read the situation a little bit.
And you talk about giving representation to that, like that crowd, that is their guy, man. They can't believe it that they have this. Like he's their guy. And because he's legit, it's not Christian rock.
Right.
You know, hey,
Right.
I'm going to go see this, and I kind of know it sucks, but I'm supporting it because of what they stand for. They would go see him, I think, if he sucked.
Yeah.
And they're probably elated that he's actually like just regular great.
Yeah, to be honest, you run into this a little bit with Nate Bargatze. With in my experience, going to see him, I've never been very high on a Nate opener. But there are a lot of people in the crowd
Because they have to get,
are.
quote, clean.
Right.
Like, I don't think Nate Bargatze was sold to me as clean comic. He was just funny guy.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And then all of a sudden, you kind of pick
And then
up
Bob's
later.
like, I met him at a church conference. I'm like,
Yeah, later you're like, oh, wait, yeah, I guess he doesn't swear, does he?
Yeah.
It'd be like labeling Seinfeld a church comic, kind of. Back in the day, he was the guy that was clean.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a very, again, it's a fine line to walk to be able to work your stuff in, but also not make it your whole bit. It was an excellent time. We went and I'll just put it to you like this, Blake. When I woke up on Saturday, My little Why Hillary Lost sleep tracker said, how was your nap?
Oh, man.
Because I was asleep from about 4:15 to 7.
4?
I think
That's when you got home?
Yeah, about 4. Yeah, 3:45.
Did you have kids?
No. And my wife went to the show. All of our wives did. And we went to the restaurant that we had been asked to go to if we wanted to hang out afterward. And after about 15 minutes, I got what I would describe as the book club information on all of the game day men's health peptides. When my wife said, I think I'm just going to take the car home. If you want to stay, you could just Uber home later whenever you want or whatever. Like, I'm getting tired. I'm going to head out. I'm like, oh, yeah?
You took her up on that?
Yeah, I'm like, go for it.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
When you were telling me you got home at 4, I thought, oh, she stayed out with him in part because she was with you.
No.
Wow.
She was like, I want to go home. I'm tired. Now,
Wow.
Akaash wasn't even there yet. You know, the show was later than people said. We'd been there for like 30 minutes. My wife is like, I don't really want to drink anymore. I don't, and she's like, my wife likes to sleep. Women be sleeping, bro.
Oh, my God.
They really are, especially on the weekend, man. They learn it young, and I feel like it just stays with them. But in any case, that was awesome because then I could just sit and saw our good friend and noted James Harden fan club president Brian Damaris.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, saw Damaris. Oh, you know what? It was great.
Dude, it's crazy. Damaris is the radio guy with Coop now. Like, I'm just asking him a million questions about Coop all night. I'm like, dude, what's Coop like? You work with Coop every day. It's like he came from I don't know. That's a very non-traditional route. Like, regardless of what you think of the guy, that's it's interesting to me. Sorry.
I would say Coop. I've just met him. I've never really spent a lot of time with him, but I would say he's not funny, Bob. Bob is funny.
Coop is funny to me in an I think you should leave type way.
He doesn't know he's funny.
If he doesn't, maybe not. I don't care. I just think he's.
But I think he's just like Bob. They're very similar, argumentative. They're always right. They know
can't put him in a
everything about
cage.
sports.
Yeah.
But he's not funny at all. He doesn't really have any.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to have social skills and awareness, whereas Bob, I think, does. I think Bob's very funny.
I think
underratedly.
There's some people who would find it weird if I just called a colleague autistic, so I won't. But instead, I'll say, you may not say he's funny, but he's made you laugh as much as many people that you consider to be very funny.
What do you mean? As far as like when he argues with...
Just Coop being Coop is just funny. His ability to just Kool-Aid man into something with
That's what yes.
It is funny. So...
right, but I
don't want him opening for Akaash, but I laugh. He's entertaining to me. He's entertaining. So yeah, it was a great time. And then yeah, got home and was tired the rest of the weekend.
Did you say he's playing New York's Radio City Music?
Doing Radio City Music Hall next month, and I am strongly considering doing the one day. Drop in, go home. I don't know why that was always
the end of his tour.
No, It's not the end. But I've always wanted to, that always seemed to be like an advanced thing. If you can go to a place for like a football game or something for a day and go home. Like I remember like Mike and Cash just did, right? Like, I just want to go to this other place for a day for like sports or whatever. I feel like now's the time. I feel like I can trust
in your life.
I'm going like by myself to just be like, dude, I'm going to fly to New York for a day just to go to this thing. That is not something I've made a habit of ever. No.
Looks like Akaash is in San Antonio at the end of the year if Dan thinks he can kind of hone this in. And
oh, man, I don't know.
We
I
have
might
a
need
target date.
Maybe just host. Maybe you could host that night.
What is that?
There.
Yeah, what is that?
It's at a club. It's not like at a theater, so it would be a smaller crowd.
Just dip my toe into the San Antonio Indian lady scene, the San Antonio 7-Eleven.
Oh, wow.
They'll be there.
Spicy of all spicy.
So what's the best lottery ticket you've ever sold? I'm trying to work on my
Okay, yeah.
My lines.
Sure.
Who are you usually talking to on that thing? Who's One Day Doors and Closets would like us to remind you about their existence and the fact that you could change the entire appearance of your house when you replace the interior doors. This is a great bit. No messy construction, not lots of time. They can do it in
One day.
one day.
They do doors.
They do closets.
They do doors and closets.
It's like hanging a new piece of art in every room.
So, yeah, like we said, let Trident handle the outside stuff, but for your inside doors, you want One Day Doors and Closets. They have a promo for you right now, onedaytexas.com/promo30, where you can buy a door and get two. Let's say you need 4. Why not just upgrade that whole house? You'll pay for 2 and on down the line. Call Josiah at 940-969-4790. These are 3D measured, custom cut doors, so they will definitely fit your frames. If you have a funky foundation situation, that can be difficult to get the door that you actually need. Josiah and his team can do it. onedaytexas.com/promo30. Float this to the wife and get laid. It's One Day Doors and Closets.
So we could do a little weekend check action, and then we have an author joining us in studio in a little bit. Or, yeah, we'll do a tiny bit of weekend check. Author is Frank Hamlin, the author of Skinny Dipping at Low Tide. It's a book about, I don't know, you'll find out in 15 minutes.
How about we say it's GameStop stock fiasco related?
Yeah.
But from an insider's perspective, inside the company.
Adjacent. GameStop adjacent.
I mean, listen, I've got a lot of... I forgot, I was going to ask you guys if you wanted to play some sort of corporate speak game show with him. Because he's certainly seen it all. He's a vet of that game. We'll double-click on that, though.
A lot of that.
Are they really saying that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just give mini TiVo. Because I started a couple things that I bailed on fairly quickly. One is called Dinosaurs on Netflix. Have you seen this? Have you seen this, folks?
No.
I did the same thing.
So why did you bail?
Oh, they all die in the end.
No, it was just...
Don't spoil it.
Yeah, seriously, spoilers, brother. No, I couldn't... I mean, normally Morgan Freeman's my guy. Like, I can listen to him talk all day, but, like, just him talking about dinosaurs and...
It's a
like,
nature show about dinosaurs.
Yeah, it just wasn't that
and
great.
Yeah.
it's... The thing is that I know that the dinosaur roamed the earth 60 million years ago. I know that because, like, that's the first thing they put on the screen. And so I know we're using our imagination on a lot of this stuff. On what they look like, because you found bones. And now you also have bird. Maybe they were planted there.
I guess that's still
And you have the bird to try to compare it to and say, like, oh, okay, I know birds have lasted long, right?
Sorry, now I just hear Trump voice whenever you... And now you have the bird.
Well, the point
and
is,
the bird is...
this dinosaur show starts with a small dinosaur who has lost his family, and he's looking around, he's doing it, and like they're doing this whole story about this little dinosaur. Like if you ever saw the Tina Fey voiced over monkey movie where this
I've
little
seen them all.
monkey
Meet Steve the penguin.
Well, at least those you might be on the right track because you've been filming the monkeys and you know what they're doing. This dinosaur thing, you're making it all up. Don't make up a dinosaur. Don't make up stuff for me to try and pull at my heartstrings. First of all, I don't have any heartstrings. You can't get me that way unless you're Akaash, and I almost cry because a little picture of you and your mom when you were like 4. But yeah, it's purported to be kind of a documentary on how dinosaurs lived, and then they'd show them in a pack, and they'd show them running across the Serengeti or something, as if like, well, I mean, giraffes do it, so probably dinosaurs did it. Like, wait, no, I can't. I bailed within 10 minutes, so maybe I need to stick with it, but I didn't want to.
My guess is it doesn't change much. I doubt there's a plot twist, but this is not the first time this has been tried, obviously. Apple TV had one a few years ago called Prehistoric Planet, and I got pretty fired up about it. I've tried to watch it with my kids. Just doesn't work, man. It's like reading too much fiction. At least the book we're about to read is a guy's insider account, with some stuff changed for drama. My thing when I see the dinosaur is always, there's no way. It looks like they're in Minnesota or like Iowa, and there's no way we can conceive of what the environment looked like.
Right, trees are just normal.
I just don't
trees
think
look like trees. Really? Did they?
I guess
60 million years ago. You're pretty sure of that, huh?
There's no way. The goal, I guess, is to make you think of the dinosaur in some sort of a sympathetic way, like, oh, it's got a family, like they do with the nature shows.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
why? Why is Big Dinosaur behind this?
But maybe
They're
they
already
did.
gone,
Maybe
right.
maybe they were all assholes. Maybe they were really mean.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, who knows?
We just need them to come out or mean tweets or find out they're racist or something.
How far did you make it?
Episode and a half. There's just there's 20 million year jumps that they just do.
Yeah.
And it's like, it shows, it's like, now Pangea is different. And I'm like, you just showed the same shoreline. Like, it's the same. It's very, how do we make a dinosaur movie that kids will want to watch longer than 5 minutes? And that's why they're trying to do, it feels like that's why they're trying to make it a story. Like, oh, here's this family.
Let me tell you how to make it a
dinosaurs.
story. So what you're going to need is an island with some entrepreneurs and a scientist.
Can I pitch you
backing
Goldblum?
them.
What about
You
Goldblum?
can get Goldblum.
Or Land Before Time.
And that's really, Land Before Time's a car. But to your point, that's why I say if you're going to use a CGI, rip the brakes out, get the military involved. Somebody in Israel's trying to weaponize the dinosaur by the end of the movie. They have COVID of some
Get Michael
sort.
B. Jordan in there.
Yeah, with his shirt off. Might as well do that if we're going to do it. Can I tell you that for a very brief second, I thought you were about to tell me that for some reason you were going to watch the early 90s ABC sitcom Dinosaurs.
Not the Mama?
Not the Mama.
I'll put that on right now and just not stop it.
It's so good.
Really?
So it's
The Sinclair family?
It's a cult classic. Like there's a follow. It's a cult favorite.
There's a sitcom called Dinosaurs.
You've never seen Not
I've
the,
seen,
show
like,
them Not the
clips.
Mama or something.
I've seen clips.
Dude,
Okay.
it's-
Dude.
and I didn't know when I was watching it at the time, but it's coded super heavily.
What does that mean?
Well, like Sinclair, the head of the family. I guess the context is like you've
Black-coded?
pointed out. No,
Yeah.
well, somewhat, but not really.
The
Just
son
worker.
kind of has an urban vibe.
Yeah, but it's kind of like you've talked about with shows in the 90s and 80s that would do drug PSA type things. So there was a message to a lot of them, but a lot of it was environmental types. Like they get it wiped out at the end. So there's there's a lot of like anti-corporate messaging in it. A lot. Like he works for a company, like I think they chop trees or something, and he's at odds with them all the time. I wouldn't say it's a liberal. It's just a very like worker populist type show, and it got canned. But it's really good. If you ever go back and watch, aren't that many episodes. It's good.
Let's put it on the list.
It's more than I thought.
And then the other
65
thing will
episodes.
upset some people, what I'm about to say.
So dinosaurs are not back.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Will upset some people pretty close to me. Because I made it through, I don't know, 3/4 of an episode, and then I'm just like, this just isn't for me. And perhaps the bar was raised too high. Because that will happen.
Oh, no.
Not our girls.
Who are you thinking of?
Jennifer and Reese.
No. You can raise the bar as high as you need on them.
Okay.
Is it a me
Although I
show?
did see somebody interviewing them. It was like Vanity Fair. Tell me if this is a bad bit.
Yeah.
Did you see the bit?
No.
I don't want to hear
Oh,
it from
I don't
you.
need them
I just
interview.
mentioned
No.
Vanity Fair? Okay.
Call her daddy.
I want to see their characters, not them.
No, what if we
necessarily.
see we're interviewing Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston about the upcoming season of The Morning Show. we're going to interview them, and we have them sitting in this room, but we're going to bring in 10 puppies, and then so while the puppies are kind of
That sounds like a Family Guy
running
bit.
all over them, and then she's like trying to gather one, and they're like, well, what about your relationship with Corey? And she's like, oh, well.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I would give that production person a promotion.
It's 8 minutes of that.
Why not?
They're talking to him like, "Oh, look how cute! Oh my god!"
Give him
Right.
some ice cream.
No,
have
so
him
it's-
eat some. I love it.
It's kind of the it's what, the Hot Wings, or what's that
Yeah,
show?
Hot Ones, yeah.
Hot Ones, yeah. Like, hey, let's. Okay, I'm not really good at interviewing. What if I interviewed you while you ate a wing?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that adds a twist to it. The show that I bailed from, Neighbors on HBO.
Ooh, wow, controversial. I was about to push play.
Now you're going to have to with two different.
Everyone loves it.
I know.
Everyone
Loves it, and I just think I can't watch reality TV.
Oh,
just
then I
can't
should
do
still
it.
be in then.
I'm just not. I don't. It just feels not real. I don't know. These people are in it. That at least the first one is. What was the first one, Clayton? Because I know you're juiced about this.
It was
the guy that put up a fence in the rural area, or the
Yeah, two
country.
people that moved to escape the city, and then one guy puts up a fence because he's tired of the horses running all over his property.
Yeah, and it just feels manufactured. I don't know.
Like it's a
just
reality
TV.
show that per episode documents a dispute somewhere in America between neighbors.
It'll have two different sets of neighbors, yes.
Yeah.
And then it goes back and forth between them. And I found myself caring less and less as it went on, and wondering why I'm just sitting here doing this.
Can I tell you why I am extremely interested in this? And it's because I'm white trash. And this just scans to me like, somebody was always like taking someone to small claims court or something. It's like there's no way that the amounts of money or the disputes that are shown in this show are that serious. It's not like somebody's dying.
Yeah.
It's like hey, he won't stop fucking with me. Like just this guy, older guy who gets pissed off and gets on a mission is one of my favorite characters in all of culture.
Yeah, see, I'm not really interested in this TV show, but I was interested in my in-laws. Do you remember this? Their neighbor was flicking cigarette butts over their fence.
I would have watched the show about that.
And I would too, but yeah, no, others, I don't really care. Maybe if it was just centered around Haltom and Richland, I'd watch it.
This is going to be tough, though, if Jake has to watch it and then give an honest review. Because would he rather disappoint me, or would he rather disappoint TC and Clayton? Because those guys are hard on that. Like, I heard TC saying he can't wait until Friday night for the next one. Like, if he could, he'd watch them all. And I'm like, oh, my God, I can't wait to see this show. And then I'm watching. So that's where I say, was the bar raised too high?
No, I
Clayton
think
was
it's
going
less
nuts
that
over
and
it,
more.
and
I think it's
TC's
less that and more that you are as far out of the reality game as somebody could be. Like I don't mind some reality TV. I really don't. Now, to the degree that it's scripted can be bothersome, but if there's at least some kernel of truth at the core of it, I can do it.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Like if there's a difference between that and something like Cheaters to me, which was just actors. I think.
He got stabbed once.
Well, if you get stabbed, remember Frankel and Frankel, personal
No doubt.
injury attorneys. They are.
There's a non-zero chance that guy called the Frankels. That was a local case.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's 214, and then dial all threes. 333-3333. When you call the Frankels, you will talk to a partner. One of the Frankels, or Jean Burkett, and they will fight for what is rightfully yours. So, like we said, if it's a personal injury situation, if you find yourself in a situation where you are fighting those insurance companies, they know the tricks the insurance companies will use. They have people who used to work for the insurance companies, so they know what they're doing. Frankel and Frankel, personal injury lawyers, 214 or 817, and then dial all threes. Any other weekend stuff before?
Oh, no, but it looks like he's right on time, so we could just...
slide into that?
Sure.
Okay. Well, let's tell you about Ownwell then while we're waiting for Frank to sit down. Ownwell is...
Big time enough to have a billboard.
Ownwell is a billboard now?
I saw the other day. I was like, man, we work with a real company. They have a real website for you, ownwell.com/thedumbzone. That's where you can go to save money on your property taxes. Like Dan was saying with Frankel's not fighting the insurance companies. With Ownwell, you're not having to fight your local tyrannical authorities when it comes to protesting your property taxes. They'll do it for you. You only pay Ownwell if they save you money. 86% of customers see a reduction.
What's the name on that? Do you remember the name? Because you always got to write their name.
What are you asking me?
The tax assessor.
Oh, is it a person, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Like you have to write a check to a certain person.
I don't like it. It feels...
Yeah, like wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why don't we just send it to the county or but we actually have to write out their name.
That's interesting. I smell fraud.
Are they cashing that check?
Potential
themselves?
fraud, I'm saying.
That's the calculation I'm doing in my head is making sure that this is legal to say. But
okay.
I think in general, if we just go to ownwell.com/thedumbzone, we can help you save money on your property taxes. There you go. And joining us in studio right now, it is author Frank Hamlin. The front of your book here, it says M.F. Hamlin, skinny dipping at low tide. My first thought is this like with serial killers where you get your middle name put in whenever you do a bunch of crimes? How do you arrive at initial last name for the front of a book?
There's a footnote in the book that goes exactly through that, which is every great English author went by initials.
There you go.
My initials are FM, but I thought for the book it was more appropriate to flip-flop those two things.
Okay. We can get into the need to flip-flop if you'd like. How do you want to set this up, Blake?
We, through mutual friends, heard about this book, and we're very interested in the GameStop short squeeze, and you were obviously at the center of it. But I was really impressed with your book because, you go through your entire life in business, and the GameStop part is actually just a small part at the end, I felt like. So I don't know if you just want to begin with your story. I wanted to focus on your time digitizing music.
Oh, yeah.
Which was amazing, which I think Dan will like. But
by hand.
Yeah, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but these record labels wanted to better track these songs, and he was using them for ASCAP and BMI, but then in turn kind of created this pirating system with the songs. So I just thought that was kind of funny. So if you wouldn't mind, just start with there.
Happy to start there. I mean, the whole thing is a bit of a long journey, and there was no way for me to write the book, it felt like, without understanding sort of the context. And the context of GameStop is identical to the context in the record business, which is digital disruption. And the reason I put that sequence in there is I actually worked in the record business at Arista Records. I was there when we broke Brooks and Dunn, Alan Jackson, dating myself, but, early 90s country music. And my first job right out of college, I'm a failed songwriter. I was a music major in college. Got there, realized I was the least talented dude there. But was able, my first paying job in the record business was working at Sony Publishing, taking their analog tape library, which was 1/4-inch analog slave tapes of every songwriter's demo. And that catalog was a gold mine. It was the Merle Haggard catalog. It was the Willie Nelson catalog. It was Harlan Howard, the guy who wrote I Fall to Pieces for Patsy Cline, etc. Taking all of those and transferring them to DAT. And I remember saying to the guy in the tape room, who was this coke-addled guy who'd been there for quite a long time, dude, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen anyone do. And he was like, why? This is awesome. We'll be able to, run these tapes off digitally. Mm-hmm. And we can take these tapes and pitch them to record executives and producers, et cetera. If we have a song and you want Garth Brooks to record it, immediately you snap off a recording of it. And I was like, well, there's no generational loss. And I was very prescient. And, 8 years later is Kazaa and then Napster. I ended up going to business school because I thought, this thing is going to be toast. I went back for 2 years at Arista, and it was, it went from a rocket sled on rails to a complete austerity, and I was the hatchet man that got to lay everybody off, and that was the moment in my career where I realized I would rather grow revenue than cut costs.
So I thought it was interesting where you sit down and you portrayed in the book like you've got this room full of these slave tapes that you have to do, and you calculate, okay, I have to do all of these, I have to digitize everything. It'll only take me 3.5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And did
you had to run them off in real time. I mean, you can't take an analog.
Listen, right.
Yeah, you got to listen to every song, which as a songwriter was an amazing entree into some amazing music. And there was a lot of crap.
You have to sit and listen to everything. You can't.
Yeah, well, you
press
can go
play,
around.
walk away.
I can press play and walk away, but I was there. You didn't want to waste time then having to go find the end of it. So I'm sure it's like you guys running a radio station. I don't know what a DJ does during a song, but they got to be present enough to know when it gets to the outro to be back on air.
Yeah, and I guess if you're saving that forever, you got to make sure that there wasn't something else dropped in the middle of that song.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you say, though, digital disruption, that was the GameStop concept. Yeah. Isn't that what hurt GameStop?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that was the big threat. That was the existential threat to GameStop.
Okay, the threat
was digital distribution, and that was why the company was so heavily shorted. Okay. Starting in about 2014, which was my first tour of duty there. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what killed your first company too.
Well, yes,
Anything
what killed the record business, the book business. Interestingly, books, music, and movies. It's all about file size. Books was the first to go. Although books is interesting because now that I'm a new author, I'm a total babe in the woods in this thing. But it's 40% digital is all the share that digital has taken of book reading, Kindle, etc.
And for music, it's got to be something.
Music is now 100% almost, except for LP,
right.
people. And then you got movies is by far 100%. I mean, that's the biggest. And the big question on GameStop was these file sizes were hundreds of times bigger than a movie. Call of Duty in 2019 when it came out, if you wanted to download it, even on a high-speed fiber connection, would take you 9 hours. It was 170 gigabytes.
So we'll get to the short squeeze here in just a second, but I was curious in the beginning parts of the book, do you think GameStop did anything wrong? We often hear the tales of newspapers or Blockbuster that could have done something. Was this just inevitable for them?
I do think. I think every company that's in this circumstance does something wrong, and the problem is they hold on to their legacy profits too long. That's what Blockbuster did. That's what GameStop started doing. The first tour of duty that I did, the management then wanted to diversify, and they rolled up AT&T stores and thought that was the way forward, is to own somebody else's brand and try to sell AT&T plans. And I personally, and Nick in the book, goes off a tirade on that, and he ends up getting fired, as did I. And then the chairman of the board ended up calling me back with the idea that I was working on. So.
Yeah, no, it's a consistent talk throughout the book. The idea that a lot of these companies, I think you phrase it as profits now are always better than profits later.
Yeah.
So the idea of investing in a project like the one you had, and I did read a good bulk of the book, so I don't know how this portion of it concluded, but I did think that, the idea you had for this pilot program in Oklahoma City, tapping into the passion of gamers and having a vision for what the company could be in an in-person space. I would like to talk some about the particulars of that, but did that essentially just get waylaid by COVID? Is that one of those things?
Yeah, it was 100. It was poetry.
You launched the week of, right? Because our show started February 2020.
Yeah, so. No. This is you can't make this up kind of moment. Is you launch this thing, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. Tons of people worked on it. It wasn't just me.
2 tours at the company to get it done.
2 tours of the company to get it done. You're pounding against thick-headed people, and finally you get enough capital to go try the thing. The moment it gets launched, COVID comes out, and the whole deal was about in-person experience.
Yeah.
Now, would it have worked? Who the hell knows? But it is there's the old Chinese proverb of the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and a lot of these companies don't do that, and they wait until they're sunburned before they go look for shade. And that was sort of the instance with GameStop.
So, I mean, even through COVID, it was holding certain percentages, at least it was portrayed that way in the book. I mean, did it get the axe entirely?
I don't know where it is right now. I know that the current management is just shuttering stores left and right. It didn't get completely shuttered, but it morphed into kind of just the old business model that they knew how to run.
And the program was a dozen or so stores where you really got, because I'm 40, I grew up around the time that people started to, GameStop became a punchline. And your idea was to actually invest in foot traffic and to put people in the store, make it an enjoyable experience, tap into, like I said, that passion, and then really kind of see what happens from there. But what you have is people who are fired up. And if you can get them to a place, let's see what happens. That was kind of the idea.
Yeah, well, at the time, esports was burgeoning. And, the whole deal was competitive. In sports metaphor, if the NFL, you have Pop Warner leagues. For esports, we felt like GameStop could become the Pop Warner leagues of competitive esports.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Right.
And so every one of these stores had, and it was super cool technology. The company just declared bankruptcy that was a very similar to GameStop in the UK that did something similar to this, but theirs was just PC gaming. And what we did, which was super cool, was built servers that distributed via high-speed USB any console game to any station in the store. Every store had a minimum of 12 stations, which the biggest esports game was 6v6 at the time, which was Overwatch. So you could hold these little, and we had Dungeons and Dragons After Dark. We did all of the geek culture stuff, and people really, really enjoyed it. It was an investment, and there's, hot sports opinions around, should you charge for the gameplay? And my opinion, like when we're planting trees here, is let's see where stuff grows before you start putting a paywall in front of it. And that kind of thinking at a legacy company that had a really, really good mousetrap is a tough thing to overcome.
Yeah, I thought it was a wonderful idea because same era as Jake. I remember, being at GameStop overnight for the overnight releases and the consoles and what have you. But
get some pizza.
For sure. Or
there were lines around the door. Good game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I ate a Gears of War cake one year.
Yeah.
But anyway, I loved your idea just, because you opened up the tabletop games and what have you, and it just became a collection of people where you could just go hang out. There was a story in the book about, hey, you were talking to your son. If you and your buddies could do this somewhere else, would you? Without mom and dad around?
Yeah, I was like, you spoiled little shit. I'm not going to do this in your attic. But what if we did that in GameStop? Yeah.
Right. But you seem to be fighting one guy in particular for most of the book. And as this business has grown, these two went through a lawsuit, which maybe they'll tell you about. But I always thought there was an interesting dynamic between they had a safe lawyer and an aggressive lawyer, and you needed both. Mm-hmm. And so obviously you or Nick being the visionary, there was this guy to always kind of, bring you back in. So in business, is this common? Because this really just, it upset me the more I read the book.
It's super upsetting. And the reason I did fiction, I think a lot of people think I did fiction because of fear of a lawsuit. The book is not a tell-all. It's not I don't think anyone did anything wrong. There's no malfeasance. But I think every one of these characters is an archetype in every business. And so that's right. It's a fable, and it's what happens with conspiracy and chaos theory and all of these things collide in this magical, weird thing. And you couldn't make up the story, but, I did it as a Romano Clay, because in this day and age, I don't think anybody believes the truth anyway. So maybe if you write fiction, they'll believe it. But yeah, and so that guy in the book is a fellow named Jeff Claggart. He's the CFO. I do believe that the CEO, and most CEOs do exactly what you're saying, is they'll hire a black hat, they'll hire a white hat, and watch those two people fight it out and see who wins, and they're happy either way. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like I was just reading a business instructional book about, marketing guys get axed first. The CFO always hates the marketing guy. Running into the issues you did regarding innovation. I also thought trying to wrap all this together with the squeeze and with the market, in a sense, a lot of the people, I didn't know this until I watched one of the documentaries on the financial part of it. And I guess I didn't realize that some of the people who were involved in the initial putting, accelerant on that fire were hardcore, like, legacy GameStop fans. Like, the initial investors were people that, like, I grew up with this brand and I love it and I don't care if people think it's lame. I want to own it at $1 a share. So in a sense, like, if it's interesting to me that what you were trying to tap into, which was there's some people that just love the shit out of GameStop. It may have died with COVID, but it's the same. The same thing resulted in the financial squeeze to me.
Oh, 100%.
I just thought it was a bunch of people dicking around on Robinhood. I didn't know.
No,
the initial
Reddit.
Know. Yeah,
the initial Reddit investors were huge nostalgia for the brand.
Yeah,
and they knew when this was what they did when they were 13 years old. Is they got mom to take them, trade in their new game, and get a new game, and they had great love for that, and they felt hurt that this thing was being as shorted as it was. And then you do the math, and you become a financial technician, and you realize, oh wow, if we can scare these shorts out, we can make a lot of money on a quick trade.
It's almost like the gaming or the that nerd gaming version of, like, I don't know how big of a sports fan you are.
Decent sports. I'm wearing my Virginia sweatshirt to just in agony over we couldn't hit one of like 800 layups last night.
He's your March Madness guy, but there's Blake and I like to say it's interesting because in the NFL now, a lot of guys who grow up playing Madden seem to be in charge of all the NFL teams, the coaches. Like, it very much mirrors the way that we, fourth down and all that sort of thing. Yeah. Now you have guys who were mad that they were getting rip-off prices at GameStop, keeping the company afloat.
Oh no, those I love the. I mean, the market. We loved those memes. There was a meme I remember that some guy had taken a picture of thousands of games in his room, and the meme was GameStop be like 32 cents.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
But it's that same
half-price books.
That same passion that you were trying to get after, being involved in the stock part of it was fascinating to me.
Well, it's a totally bizarre thing we went through, and I felt like I had to write a book. And let me say, as a human, it was completely disorienting. I was raised to work hard, do something by the fruit of your own labor, your own blood, sweat, and tears. If you were successful, you'd get rewarded. And this rogue wave hit, and all of a sudden you're surfing and you don't understand why. And I had no idea how to surf. So it's, and you have suicide thought. I understood why people who win the lottery commit suicide.
What was the number at one point when you looked down at your like trading app or something?
Well over $100 million. Yeah.
You had a lot of GameStop stock?
Yeah, well, I was one of 4 named executive officers, so it's all public. You can go look it up, and you can do the math. So we had, as an executive, you were awarded RSUs, which is restricted stock units, and the hope is that the stock goes up. And the other real maddening thing, though, is the earnest person who cared about the company and the long-term viability of the company is not only was there the shorts who are putting out a message of doom and gloom and have a huge financial stake in seeing the demise of the company. You also had all the people that were just rooting for a short squeeze, which is very much a short-term notion. It's fact. Michael Burry called the company. I don't know if you know Michael Burry is, but he was the Christian Bale character in The Big Short, who said this is the greatest opportunity for a short squeeze since Volkswagen. He made a trade. He recently was out in the news that his trade, he only made 4x his money only. And he got out, and then the thing went to 400, and had he held on, he would have made 4,000 times his money. But you're restricted as a executive, and you can't sell, and so you're in a blackout window. There's a scene in the book that I do at boot camp with Daryl Johnston's one of the buddies we do it with every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And the day after the short squeeze, I show up at the boot camp, and everybody's like, sell. And I'm like, yeah, I can't sell. I'm in a blackout window. I couldn't sell until March. The peak happened, I think it was January 28th, 29th, something like that of 2021. And so the stock had then gone through a huge roller coaster ride. The Robinhood thing had happened where Robinhood stopped trading on it. The stock had gone down below $40 at that point. And then it accelerated right back up. And by the time I was out, it was at $180.
Why do you say that you know why people who win the lottery would commit suicide?
Well, you have to be somebody who is self-loathing. People say, "Oh, wow, Frank, you're so humble." I'm like, I'm not humble. I mostly can't stand myself. And so I and when that happened, I view that as this huge negative. And everyone says, "Oh my God, cry me a river." What a nightmare! You just made a bunch of money. Yeah,
looking at $100 million in your account that you can't touch.
That you can't touch. Not that nightmare. The nightmare of I didn't earn it.
Like just all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, and then the thing I was working on ended up on the cutting room floor, and it's just like, well, what the hell are we doing here? This makes no sense. And the lesson is that markets are they have no morality. They're not moral. They're not immoral. They're amoral. And the markets just do what the markets do, and you can't make sense of it. And, I got, capitalism is all it is about transactions. It has nothing to do with merit. And you want it to be about meritocracy. I've got a daughter who's a third grade teacher, and, she's so frustrated at what they get paid. And I was like, there's no transaction associated with you educating a third grader.
Well, you should tell her that she does get 3 months off.
Yes, she does. She does. I do tell her that. Yeah.
And that goes over well.
Yeah. You got a big FU. MF. FU, MF. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It could be a lot more for the teachers, and the state wouldn't even notice it. But that's a whole other. That's a whole other topic.
It seems like shorting, because I've seen the documentary on, or one of the documentaries.
Or Dumb Zone. There was a movie, Dumb Zone. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the how is shorting legal? How is a lot of that stuff? Like, I just don't even get it.
I have a line in the book. It's no more moral than Michael Vick betting on a dog to die.
Or to live.
Or to live. I guess he's betting on one to live.
I'm an optimist.
Yeah. Well, you take two sides of that trade. Yeah, exactly.
How did you decide to write the book?
My whole life has been this. I don't know. You guys feel the same way, but you have stuff happen to you. You're like, And I was on the board of another disrupted retailer Tuesday morning, and the CEO that we fired, he and I were going to breakfast when we were both on the bench after I'd left GameStop, and he asked me what I was doing, and I said, well, I've written a chapter of a book, and he's like, Hamlin, that is the lamest, most old white guy thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I've done it. And he goes, well, tell me what it's about. And so I told him, this is this real self-effacing thing. And he's like, all right, send me the chapter. I sent him the chapter, and he's like, holy cow, this is good. He goes, and I went to college with a literary agent. I want to introduce you. And he introduced me. And so then I realized, you got to have an agent, blah, blah, blah. She was smitten with the book. She said, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done because the only people who read are females. And nobody's buying white authors right now. And you want
once
this,
again,
and,
the
and
white
you want
man
this
is
to be
held down.
I know, and then you want this to be fiction. Yeah, I know. So it was a bit of but it was therapy. It's really good therapy. It's less expensive than therapy. The illustrations are better. They're not pieces of paper with a creased ink blot. But yeah.
Well, I don't know. Just from my perspective, I don't know if you give yourself enough credit. That's probably a universal statement, isn't it? Speaking of therapy.
Oh yeah.
Because you've worked in you've done some cool shit. Like, and to me, it's very, very cool. And I think it almost serves as like a business lesson learned memoir. There's a lot of there's a lot of valuable stuff in here. Your time at what did you call it? Did you call it Guitar Mart?
Guitar Mart, yeah.
Guitar Center, I would imagine.
Yeah, that was the dream job, but the poetry of that was the day I got the job offer. This is in the book as well. The day I got the job offer, the headhunter called me. I called my wife. She was at MD Anderson with her dad, who for 7 years had courageously been fighting stage 4 colon cancer, and she's getting the news that there's nothing else they can do.
Okay, so this brings up a part in the book that I feel like we're friends now.
Okay, cool. If you
Where
want
do
to
we
be friends
fall
with a
on-
self-loathing, go for it.
You're at work. You're in some sort of a negotiation type situation, and your wife calls the company. If you'd like to add further context, go ahead. It worked out for him, but I just imagine if this happened, what Dan would say to me. Your wife's got a lot of balls.
She more than I do. At 5'2", I always say she's the biggest person I know.
Explain that.
So, well, the story is, and this is the actual story. I get the job offer. It's the dream. I was a music composition major. I'd worked in Nashville for 9 years. I realized I better go get a real job because of digital disruption. I get into Harvard Business School because I'm a diversity candidate, a guy who sold Hayseed records. I almost fail out of Harvard Business School because I had zero confidence, and the whole deal was about class participation. And then I go off and do all of these normal kind of businessy things. And then along comes this opportunity to go have a real business job at a real business. But it's based in California, and that's Guitar Center. And the headhunter calls. And so he said, get on realestate.com or realtor.com or whatever it was. And I called Sarah and I said, I got the job. We need to start thinking about moving to California. And she said, I can't think about it because this was going on with her dad. And so I call back the headhunter and I say, would they consider a commute scenario? And the answer was not no, but hell no. This is pre-COVID. It's so interesting. Now everybody's remote working. And this wasn't that long ago. This was 2014? No, 2010. And I said, well, I'm going to have to turn it down, and we fought like mad, my wife and I, over this, and I'm like, I said stupid things like I thought life was for the living, et cetera.
Put it on a throw pillow.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
And so 3 months pass, and this is exactly what happened, Dan. It's bizarre. I get a call from the headhunter and says, Guitar Center wants to talk again. And I said, well, what happened? And he said, well, they can't get you. You were the perfect candidate. They loved everything you were about. They've talked to a bunch of other candidates. And, so that's one thing. But the other thing is your wife called the CEO. And I was like, what? She said, yep, wife called the CEO. And I said, well, what in the hell did she say? And I, immediately, she said that she would stand by you commuting. So I called her up and I was like, what? She said, it's the dumbest thing I've ever done. I don't know why I did it. And we almost got divorced over that 4 years of me commuting, and I'd fly out every Sunday night, fly home every Thursday or Friday.
Maybe she secretly wanted that.
Maybe she did.
Yeah.
It's a good question. That's a good point. I don't know what was going on in Dallas. For those 4 years.
Wow.
Maybe you do, Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah. What are you up to?
You say though you almost got divorced because of the commuting. I thought you meant you almost got divorced because she called the CEO.
Oh no,
behind your back.
I thought it was a great act of love, honestly. And
Okay.
she said, "Look, I'm not a wilty. If you think the commute is going to end because he's got some whiny wife at home that's going to say, come home every day, you got the wrong woman." So,
Yeah, boy, I'd love that. That's a dream, right? Did they pay for your travel back and forth?
Yeah, I think a nice. You know
You
what
worked
it is?
that in?
It's just a different version of two separate bedrooms.
Yeah.
As is all the. Are you
oh
familiar?
yeah,
Is Jay
bedroom
Moore-
divorces.
Jay
Yeah.
Moore and Jeannie Buss.
Yeah.
Do you
They
know
have
about their,
separate floors.
their
Well,
deal?
your throw pillow would get you a bedroom divorce. Yeah.
Yeah, no, my wife was just telling me the other day, because we have separate blankets.
Oh,
Do you do
we?
that?
No, I wish we did. I run hot, so I like everything cold and sleep. And yeah, she wants weight and yeah.
Yeah, so
no, we don't.
She told me that's called the Scandinavian way.
Interesting.
She said, "Oh yeah, they do it over there. That's their regular way."
Yeah, I'm with him.
And she thinks I'm really weird because I want to have two separate blankets.
So you spent a lot of time here. You're obviously not from the area, but we know that if you're bi-coastal and living in cool places, nobody wants to be in Grapevine. Nobody wants to be in Frisco. It's reminded quite forcefully. I live in Grapevine.
I'm from here.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't know you were
I
from
was
the
born
area.
in Atlanta, but I know I was raised in Dallas.
Okay.
Cue your Vivaldi. I went to Highland Park High School. My dad was an EDS executive, and I'm the youngest of three boys, and I was the black sheep, and
Okay,
yeah.
well, see, now I don't know if this still applies, but I want them to reach out to you as a consultant on the new show, Frisco King. Have you heard that they are doing?
Seriously?
Taylor Sheridan has has a show, Tulsa King.
How many
aware
shows
of
does this
Tulsa
guy
King?
have now?
All of them.
Tulsa King is the one with Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
They're now doing
Frisco
King. Which
Fabulous.
there's a non-zero chance some sort of GameStop-like story would be in there, like a company like that with a short squeeze or something.
I love it. I mean, there's a big gap in the market for that.
Yeah,
I'm sure they've done a lot of reresearch. Yeah, we need. Yeah.
What did that $100 million turn into then? Once you did cash it out,
It was about. It's not DAC money. It was about $50 million, and I had to pay almost 50% taxes on it. So, but it's enough. It's enough to say I don't have to work anymore.
Do you have
enough
a list?
that you could have this cool printed book and
Yeah.
No. The book is honest. It's a lot of people. I was like, you could self-publish, you'll make a lot more money. And I was like, it's not about the money. And all of the book goes to a thing we established at Virginia, which is all part of my guilt.
to help them win more games.
Yeah, but I was like, I am not going to self-publish. If there's not a company out there that's willing to co-invest in this thing with me, it's not any good.
Was that a humbling thing? Like, because I got a buddy who's been trying to write a book.
Oh no, it was a year and a half.
Rip it apart and
Hyperion, which is Disney's imprint, almost took it. But for you get it. I mean, this is the way these companies think. Is we thought this was going to be a rags to riches story. This is just a upper middle class kid got really rich.
Yeah, which is still pretty good,
I guess.
I'll second Jake. I listened to this book on audiobook, and I just thought your life and career path was fascinating. I'm sure you have more HBS stories, Harvard Business School stories, but just it seemed like you worked yourself into a really good position at GameStop twice.
Yeah.
Because you were let go, differences in leadership, and then it turns out everyone in the building liked you and wanted to bring you back. And I just think that hard work put you in a good position to succeed. But my question about the audiobook, I loved the narrator. And I don't know how much
he's the best
directing power you had, but
zero. Yeah. I mean, that thing went out into the ether. I got a thing. It was over the holidays. I got a thing on LinkedIn, a direct message from a guy named Daniel Henning, and it said audiobook narrator. And I was like, well, this is interesting. On LinkedIn, I was like, I'll accept that. And said, hi, how are you? And he said, you may not know this, but your publisher has put off your book to a audiobook publisher. And I have chosen your book because I love its righteous indignation. And so then this is kind of funny. This is a gay, not gay moment. I go look him up. He's an LGBTQ activist. And my own insecurity is, oh God, this whole book's in first person narrative. And he's going to be reading me. Am I going to come across like a gay guy?
Yeah. Immediately a gay guy who found a book that he thinks is sassy.
Yeah.
He's like, I just love the right. He's like, all right, my lane, let's lean in.
So that was so I haven't met him yet in person. We're working on, going out there and doing a junket. We think we'll make a, funny ham and egg show, of him, and most of his books he reads are like fantasy, or he's read, LGBTQ self-help books, that kind of stuff. But he won the Audie last year for the best-selling audiobook, sold over 1 million copies. He chose this book out of the ether. I have no idea how he found me, and it's a very unlikely partnership. But he is a phenomenal reader. The only thing I don't like is the way he reads my dad. I offered to read my dad because my dad's accent is so unique. My dad's name, by the way, was Jefferson Davis Hamlin. The character in the book is Stonewall Jackson Holler. And it's important, for many reasons, because he's a complete oxymoronic kind of character. Who is genuinely loved in the South by most African Americans, and in the North, they think, how in the hell could that ever happen? And you also asked, why did I write this book? That's the book I want to write. is Dad's best friend growing up was the family had a little tobacco farm, and the sharecroppers on the tobacco farm, the son of the sharecropper was his best friend. And I have these great, look like they're from the Library of Congress, photographs from that whole deal. And it's haunting and interesting. And in this world where, after the George Floyd riots, how did we get here? It feels like it's worse than it was in 1990. Anyway.
Well, you said only females are reading. I'm a part. I feel like I represent that. I'll read if it has an affair and a murder. I'll read it. I typically just read fiction, and I try to listen to, more stuff like that. I was blown away. It was an amazing tale.
Yeah, it's a bizarre tale, and we all lived it, and we're all trying to make sense of it.
Is this just your first book then?
First book, yeah. No, I very much. I've started. And
I'm going to write more now.
The serendipity on that is amazing. I'm a duck hunter, and I have a buddy that we have it's the best. If any of you are hunters, if you ever want to go, let me know. It's the best bed to blind. It's 20 minutes from the center of town in Hutchins. It's horrible duck hunting though. Anyway, we never get ducks anymore. But one of the guys who's in it with me was duck hunting in Mississippi, and he had a buddy from D.C. who he found out was from Danville, Virginia. And that's where my dad's from. Long story short, this guy who I never knew has bought the house that's in the picture that I was describing, and has offered me to go stay in one of the sharecropper cabins as I start to do research on the book. And then I just had lunch with, there's a fellow by the name of Tom Luce, who was a very esteemed lawyer in town who had read the book and reached out to me and said how much he loved it. He's elderly, and so I went and took him lunch, and we sat down and talked about it, and I told him about this dad thing. And Tom, I knew him because he was a lawyer at EDS when my dad was there, and he said there was a case from 1975 where it was like an ambulance chaser case where they were trying to extort EDS for $100 million of fraudulent data processing. And Dad was the lead person on this insurance account. And so he was the key witness. And this was right after LBJ had put African Americans in judgeships, et cetera. And the woman who was the judge was a black woman named Constance something or other. And the plaintiff's attorney, Dad, gets on the stand, and he refers to him every time as my dad went by Davis, refers to him as Jefferson Davis Hamlin, knowing that he's got and anyway, apparently Dad charmed the pants off of the judge, and the case got dismissed. So these two serendipitous things have happened, and they make for a really interesting, how screwed up are we in this world over race issues when, people can get along. And anyway, that's the next book I want to write. So
you talk about you would stay in the sharecropper cabin. Let me just say that you could make that cabin much better if you went to Flooring Direct, DFW.com
if you're gonna be there.
/DZ.
Yes.
You wouldn't believe the deals that you could get.
I know you're trying to stretch $1, but
yeah, how about buy now and pay later, 0 interest financing for 36 months.
Sharecropper special.
And nothing down. And here's the thing.
Yes.
Now, Flooring Direct has a showroom in Addison, and now you're from here, so you know where Addison is.
Yes.
They will, though, come direct to that cabin. They will come out to the cabin. They will have different little flooring samples, kind of lay it down. How does this look with the motif? How does this look with the wood, with the log? Oh, this looks great.
This one really goes well with your butter churner.
Flooring Direct, DFW.com /DZ. You should mention you heard about them on the Dumb Zone. They treat you much better. Treat you like shit if you don't mention that you're from the Dumb Zone. Yeah. 972-449-9456, but it's great. 5-star installation package. They clean as you go. Now, it's a sharecropper's little cabin. I don't know if they got a lot of furniture in there, but if you do,
they'll put it back.
They'll leave the house cleaner than when they found it.
Yeah.
And it comes with a lifetime guarantee. So from sharecroppers' cabins to mansions in humbling Highland Park.
Do they have linoleum that looks distressed?
They could do that. Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's what we need.
flooringdirect.dfw.com/DZ. So, as a business executive,
No longer.
but you're well
Not
versed.
hireable anymore.
Yeah.
You're well versed in business executive things, because we are, we now are in the world of business.
Yeah.
We used to be
you
on
guys
the radio.
are entrepreneurs, yeah.
We kind of are.
Yeah.
But we've found this. So now in this world of business that we've never been in before, we find that people are wasting lots and lots of time. When we have a meeting, it's like 15, 20 minutes to kind of get ramped up and get going into this thing. It's like
A lot of bullshit.
a lot of BS, a lot of just talking, a lot of I want to meet for lunch. No, I don't want to meet for lunch. What if we meet on Zoom and just get right to it? And then we don't have to drive and then sit and then wait. And anyway, do you concur? Do you say you guys are in the wrong? You just gotta.
You're talking to the wrong.
The world of business.
It's funny. All of the companies I worked at, I was either the crazy hippie or I was the buttoned up, straight businessman. So when I was in the record business, I was the buttoned up straight businessman because everybody else was the crazy hippie. GameStop, Guitar Center, I was probably more of the buttoned up. I don't know. GameStop, I was definitely the crazy hippie. In all cases, though, I will say that the people matter. And as far as meetings are concerned, I think, I have ADD, but I will go off on any tangent in any meeting just to keep things light. I get so bored in most meetings. So you would probably fire me too.
You would extend the meetings.
I don't know. I like
You're-
a good,
you're-
crisp, efficient meeting. Don't get me wrong.
You're amusing yourself.
No, you amuse yourself a lot.
Okay.
I've noticed this. This is I love listening to you because you're funny, and you come up with something. It is a problem. No, I mean
It's
he's
just
remarkably
convincing
funny.
everyone else.
Yeah.
It's just
That's the
convincing
problem.
everyone. Yeah,
I think really
and
this-
I'm the same way. I'm not for everyone, but I enjoy cutting it up in a meeting every now and again. Something it's how you feel though.
It's just the idea is he doesn't really want to have interpersonal relationships, and I get that. He just doesn't want to hear about your kids. He doesn't want to hear about.
Well, there's business time, and then there's hear about your kids' time.
Yeah, and I think it was news to us that
I don't need
everyone who tells us they're so busy working in business is just dicking around half the call, being like, "Oh, I almost shot my whatever, some golf thing."
Yeah.
They're just screwing around.
No,
a lot of the time.
that small talk sucks.
There you go.
Yeah, to have a true business meeting, you're going to do small talk. But if you're going to do way out, like I've got a group of people that are helping me with PR for the book, and we were on a Zoom call, and I said we're not doing a good enough job of tapping into the Reddit community that was a huge fan of GameStop, and there's a video actually out there of Roaring Kitty describing the real market was Tulsa. And he talks about me. I was mentioned in an article, and he's like, this is super cool. And this was in August of 20, 5 months before the short squeeze. And so I said, I think I should go to a furry convention. And then, of course, that went off on a whole tangent, and we had a good time with it. And the PR guy has AI keeping notes, and we're like, no way in hell furry's going to come up in the notes. And we spent a lot of time talking through that, and it did actually come up. So that is not a wasted meeting in my estimation, but talking about your kids' sports is a horrible waste of time.
I thought the consulting group was a pretty big waste of time. Or
Yeah.
at least your character.
Oh,
intimated
God.
as much.
Yeah. And they all wear vests, in Dallas in, the hot summer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what you need to do.
What's that?
Start being a consultant.
Oh, God.
That's
no.
easy money, right?
No.
You go in, just shit on other people's stuff, you leave.
This is not, how off color can you be here? I don't know.
Say whatever you want.
It's
As
the
much
Frank
as you
Hamlin
want.
show.
I have a son who works in client services, and I'm not going to mention him yet. I didn't hear it. It's a friend of a son of mine. He says, you know what I do all day? I gargle dicks.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do
those
that.
jobs.
I don't want. I mean, I've at least earned enough money that I don't have to do that.
Well, it just seems like you just got to tell companies to cut costs. That seems like all.
Oh, it's always $1 saved is always $1 earned. That's an algorithm and it's fact. and you can save your way into, complete irrelevance.
Well, yeah, that's where you started here, right? With the
that's exactly where Jake started.
Owners,
yeah.
Or what did you say? Profits now versus profits later. That's
yes.
I like that one, and I also liked just the innovation. It may be just slang or jargon, but we're not going to pave any sidewalks until we see where people walk.
Yeah.
I stole that from Thomas Jefferson, who was the founder of the great University of Virginia.
Okay,
Also
I thought
very
you were about to tell me who
character.
Thomas Jefferson was. Like, I'm like, not that fucking.
But he famously on the lawn at UVA, if you've ever been there, he didn't put sidewalks in because he said, we're not going to do that until we see where people walk. And it's a great metaphor.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Frank Hamlin, we want everybody to go buy your book, Skinny Dipping at Low Tide. We want you to tell us when your next book is done. How close is it from being? Or
it's a ways off. This book took me a year and a half to write, but I think I've figured out sort of the way to do that. I'm hoping that I'll have a first manuscript by mid next year.
And you are going to stay. You will be with Flooring Direct. You're going to stay in the cabin.
Stay in the cabin.
Right?
Yes. Or at least do research in Danville, Virginia, which it's a classic. The town itself is a classic American story. It used to be a very thriving textile factory town that, all of that went overseas. And they're the first town in Virginia where the state government has allowed them to open a casino.
I got news for you.
Isn't that great?
If you think that you were doing the ultimate white guy thing when you wrote a book, going to live in a mountain town in a small cabin to get in touch with your genealogical roots and tell the story of your people, I mean, that's peaking
roots.
For you and me. Like, if I get to that, that's as good as it gets.
It does get there. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, congrats,
I'm excited
man.
about it. Well, thank you guys very much for having me.
Enjoyed your story.
Not worthy of the dumb zone. It's really good stuff what y'all are doing. And I like the fact that you're now entrepreneurs and you don't have to answer to the man. I'm in the same boat these days.
Ditto, yeah.
Let's double click on that.
Right back to you.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. There's the great Frank Hamlin. Go buy his book. How's DeMar? Have you seen him?
Stop.
Jeez.
What? I was saving it.
Kenny's
a good one.
All right.
The Dumb Zone. Are you all in? We are with all-in pricing at Flooring Direct. I'm Rick Renner. Often other flooring companies quote you low to just get the job. And then when they tear up your floor, when you're most vulnerable, that's when they start asking for more money. We don't do that at Flooring Direct. No surprises. We know what it takes to have a perfect installation. That's why we're the highest rated company in your community for decades and running. Go to flooringdirect.dfw.com.
Our pros are the nicest. We've got the best prices at Flooring Direct.
Quality Roofing, we've got drones.
Boy, they do. And they're going to take those drones, fly them up top, and get a good look at that roof and inspect it.
They will. I never knew that until you told me last week.
The whole lead up.
I was last week years old when you told me that Qualis Roofing has drones. But yes, apparently the insurance companies recommend you get your roof inspected twice a year. I think that's a little ridiculous. Let's at least make it once, though.
But the drone makes sense now, though. Because if you're going to be going up there, once, twice a year?
Yeah.
You're going to need a drone for that.
QualisGC.com. They're great. They're great with listeners of our show. We've had, tons of people just come up to us and tell us how awesome the experience was with Qualis. I don't have to have anybody to tell me how awesome my experience was. They put a new roof on my house. I wasn't sure if I needed one. I knew that we haven't had a new roof in over a decade. And they went up there, inspected it, and they're like, yeah, you got a lot of hail damage here, man. So we'll take care of it. They took care of everything. They dealt with the insurance company for us. I didn't have to do all the calls on that end, and all we paid is the deductible. So Qualis Roofing, go to QualisGC.com. Do they have a number?
They do. The phone number is 817-500-9008. And all of those are interesting copy points. But there's one final one.
That's where he was leading you guys in it.
It doesn't matter.
Quality Roofing, we've got drones.
Magnificent.
Why should people watch DZTV?
It's on. It's on. It's on every night.
It'll make you feel better about yourself.
Stock tips, medical advice, what to do when your wife goes to book club.
The meaning of life.
So I can keep my job?
DZTV.
Weeknights at 9.
On More 27.
Deep. Thoughtful.
Meh.
We're going to throw a shot in this before we left.
Awesome, let's do it.
What do you think?
Couldn't hurt. Glutathione is great. Let's do some shots.
All right.
Shots.
Yeah.
Glutathione shot.
Take a shot.
Yeah.
So glutathione, I recommend doing in the glute only because it's not as comfortable with the injection.
The glute.
Yes.
The butt.
Yes. We'll face my computer.
Is this going to hurt?
It's not going to be as comfortable. Glutathione is kept cold in the fridge, and I think it is a little spicy, just from personal experience.
So you've had this.
I have had this.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hear that bell just rang out there.
All done.
Do I have to pull it up now?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
I believe in the future, but not today.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Ooh. I'm so detoxed.
Do you have any questions for me?
Quick one. Do you smoke cigarettes?
No.
Okay.
You know, all these places want your birthday to give you free stuff on your birthday. Space them out.
That's yeah. What are you gonna do? Eat 12 meals? The free
My
meal? Even
birthday-
if they give you the whole month, that's a lot of pressure.
My
if you-
birthday, May 15th to this place, June 15th. That place, July 15th. That place, August 15th. Because then I get one free thing a month.
I mean, I'm just in the dojo learning, bro.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm just.
I'm in awe.
Yeah.
Trident Access Services, I had garage door bad. But after just one email wrote, could I call you dad? Had a brand new door put in just a single day. Trident Access Services, holy crap, hooray.
Give up.
Door was sad and sucky, flaccid at its best. But Jeremy and the fellas said, just put your fear to rest. If you need some help like me, just call the boys today. Trident Access Services, holy crap, hooray.
Yeah. The website is txtrident.com. Hit up Jeremy at 817-512-1212. And we learned through Grady that if you're a listener, you get 10% off.
Is somebody in there? Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Sir!
I don't know if I'm okay.
Can you get out for me?
I'm hurting. Let me get my phone. I gotta call somebody.
All right. Yeah, we're calling Elena.
Before you call the insurance company, call Frankel first. Frankel and Frankel. Call 214 or 817 all threes.
So I picked up On Becoming a Woman. Just in the break, just picked it up.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, okay, this will be fun. I'm going to read it, and I'm going to bring you guys stuff because I'm going to have to read a lot. And then, you know, you'll probably read 50 pages to get one little highlighted thing or whatever, like I do with any book I read for the show. But I just opened up a page, and I find this right here. And it appears to be, it's teaching them how to talk to men. This is, again, On Becoming a Woman, written by I'm going to guess, an old man.
Wow, more than just period stuff.
We can check on Harold Shryock, MD. And the publishing date on this was 1951. My mom was born in 1950. So this is pretty fresh. Or I guess it's 10 years old or whatever by the time she got this. Anyway, so I just picked this randomly. Let's open this page. It's right in the middle of the book. The principle of making a favorable impression at conversation is very simple. So maybe he's teaching her how to talk to men.
Okay.
If you are willing to pay the price of foregoing your own pleasure in talking about your personal interests and allow the other person to talk about his, he will carry away the impression that you are a very fine conversationalist, and he will like you.
Why don't you just shut up and listen?
That's exactly what this is saying.
That's great. Those are the times, though.
Although this strategy is easy, you have to do a little more than merely keep quiet in order to make a favorable impression.
Don't just sit there.
The person with whom you are talking will not get a kick out of talking with you unless you give him some evidence that you really are interested in what he is saying. But you say, suppose I am really not interested. To this I reply, it is possible to become genuinely interested in almost any type of conversation if you discipline yourself to do it.
Wow.
The genuineness of your interest will be manifested by occasional questions and by a remark here and a comment there that indicate that you appreciate what is being told to you. This is what we do with our wives when they're telling us about their day.
Yep. It's come full
Don't
circle.
just be quiet.
Right.
Pretend. That's what he's basically saying. Just the occasional question, the occasional, I can't believe she did that.
Yep.
That's all I have to do. And blah, 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 blah. You're kidding. Blah, 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 blah.
Maybe your wife needs to read the book.
This is the greatest book I've ever seen. Oh, my gosh.
I'm very excited for the book report.
Hey, whatever happens, we have to protect you. I'm out. But my life, what was it for? What was I supposed to learn?
That Fairlease has a new approach to car leasing. Cuts out the hassles and puts the customer first.
What? Fair, flexible, and focused on you. Fairlease when you don't know what to do about a car. 'Cause car stuff is hard. But not with Fairlease. You don't need a dealership, baby.
The Dumb Zone.
Did Tom ever tell you about my painting?
No.
Look at this.
It's beautiful.
I like this one. One dog goes one way and the other dog goes the other way. One is going east and the other one is going west. So what? And this guy's saying, what do you want from me? Guy's got a nice head of white hair. Look how beautiful with the dog. It looks the same.
Looks like somebody we know.
I mean, without the beard. No, it's him. Oh! It's him. Holy. Oh, my.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Hey, we're on Last Call with Steve Noviello this week. Remember we recorded that like 3 weeks ago?
That's exciting.
You have a cough button?
I do.
Huh. Everybody's got a cough button but me.
Would you like a cough button?
Squeaky wheel,
No.
buddy.
You know I don't like the cough button. I like being real, bro. Just like Community Mechanical does.
Fantastic.
Community Mechanical, that's our HVAC company. Travis is our guy out there. I've already mentioned this before. Unfortunately, he could be your guy too. Like, he'll treat you just as great as he treats us. And I don't like that.
No.
I like to be treated special.
You thought you and Brandon Aubrey would be in a separate tier of customer, but everyone gets great treatment. But that also might be because, just like with Qualis or Trident, everyone at Community tells us all the Dumb Zone customers are the easiest to work with and the best ones. So maybe that's why they're treating you well too. They may like, people may call up and be like, "Hey, I'm with G-Bag Nation," and they're like, they just treat them like shit.
Yeah.
We don't actually know. We just know that if you're a Dumb Zone listener and you go to communitydfw.com, they can and will treat you well. Preventative maintenance.
Do you remember last week he was talking to us and he was like, I get a lot of people that were second opinion.
Yeah.
So he's like, they'll have their their other company that they've dealt with for a while, and they'll call us like, hey, I should probably get another. And then a lot of those people end up gravitating to community.
Translation, your wife called someone.
Yeah.
They sucked, and now you're allowed to call community.
Yeah, just give them a shot. Give them an opportunity to earn your business. Did you give the phone number and stuff? Or
CommunityDFW.com is the URL, 469-667-7290. Community DFW.
Community Mechanical. Travis and the team real cool. You don't want your house to explode. Don't be a bitch, so pick up the phone. Dan almost died.
Oh.
Sports?
Sure.
What is the goal here? I like Frank Hamlin.
World of sports, radio sports, scoreboard.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Oh, what are we doing? I think it turns out that Frank Hamlin is a lot more familiar with us than we would have imagined.
Yeah, obviously, Hot Sports Opinion was
Wheels
the
off.
first.
I was walking him out the door, and
sometimes people will do research, you know?
he didn't. It wasn't a research thing.
Interesting.
He was a...
Well, I just want everyone to really salute me as the hero that I am, that I waited until off the air to tell him that I wrote a thesis about his topic that he was discussing, the disruption of innovation. I didn't tell him on this, so I just want you guys to...
But you made sure to mention it now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The sports for the weekend that I want to get into is, of course, the Fanatics Flag Football Classic, the relocated due to war from Saudi Arabia to Los Angeles. This is a joint that, of course, Tom Brady is very involved in. I don't know specifically his business relationship with Fanatics, but it's substantial. Part owner, something. So they've got a deal with Fox. This is Brady's brainchild, apparently, to, I guess, cash in and help promote the game of flag football as it grows in anticipation of the 2028 Summer Olympics, where 5-on-5 flag football will be a sport for the first time. That, of course, will also be in Los Angeles. So this weekend, Saturday, they played sort of a round-robin type situation where we had the U.S. men's national team for flag football, bunch of regular schmegular dudes with jobs on the side. They played in a little round-robin against two teams of mostly current NFL players with a few former NFL players and a couple of other guys. For example, or in total, I Show Speed, the streamer, who is a freak athlete, obviously. Logan Paul, who is a wrestler. A guy named
Logan is not the boxer?
No,
Jake Paul.
This was the wrestler.
All right.
And then a guy named Bud Crawford, who is apparently a boxer.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Not at coverage.
Yeah, he's a boxer.
Well, so I think that's going to really drive the point home here. If it doesn't matter if you're a good athlete or not, what matters is whether or not you can play flag football. And so I was a little surprised this was on Big Fox. I was a little surprised it was live, but it was. And that meant that with Brady playing on one of the teams, we got Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson returned to his rightful booth partner. And he's just fantastic. Like, I was expecting a weird, like, layout-y type moment, but there was nothing. I was expecting this, if I'm up, Blake.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, thank you very much. Coming up on Rangers Live, we've got all kinds of analysis from Steve Busby. We're going to hear the Round Washington press conference. And, of course, we will bring you the very latest on the Rangers' activity in the draft today. You know, Tom, I had the strangest dream that I was sitting up there with you for a while. But you know what? I was living the dream before the dream. I'm back on the Rangers Live set now, guys, and back to you.
Strike one to Austin Jackson.
Yes, of course, that John Radigan, after a brief stint in the booth, moved back down to the proverbial sideline.
Dave Barnett.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. He sat there and told us about that, didn't he?
They all have their stories on what happened, but this was like just two guys right back together in the pocket. And I'm going to play you a little bit of audio from their broadcast. You tell me if you want to call BS on this or not. So we've got Kyle Shanahan coaching one team. We've got Sean Payton coaching the other team of NFL players. Quarterbacks on one team, you've got Tom Brady and Jalen Hurts. On the other one, you've got Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow. And this is from the start of the broadcast.
There's no doubt, and I think one of the coolest things, at least for us, over the last 3 days, you're talking Sean Payton, Kyle Shanahan.
Sean who?
Payton.
You're talking Sean Payton, Kyle Shanahan, Jim Harbaugh, Robert Saleh. We're talking some of the best football minds in the world. They've spent a lot of time, weeks, studying film.
No chance. No chance. There's no chance that Robert Saleh is sitting down watching flag football film to prepare for this. There's just no way. So
weeks, hours a day.
There's just no chance. There's absolutely no chance.
Like, if you are a 49ers fan, is he still the 49ers, DC?
Saleh? He's the head coach of the Titans now.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so even more. Like, I think we have
even
bigger...
like if you're spending time watching film, trying to devise ways to beat the flag football team. Yes, I think that was all a lie.
What if it was Shoddy?
Shoddy would spend time.
I think he might actually do it.
We would kill him over it.
So, There's a new scene on this stage as far as a guy who's going to be the MC in your life for many, many, many years is Drewski, of course. Mm-hmm. Drewski, who's got some funny sketches, but we're all going to get over Drewski. We just have to know now it's happening. If you don't hate him yet, you probably will soon. But he's like one of the MCs here. So he's on the sideline with Hoosh, the quarterback from Team USA who was on our show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you from New Orleans?
Yeah.
I can hear it in that voice.
Born and raised.
I hear it.
That's how Javier said it, too. Born and raised. You from New Orleans? Born and raised.
Born and raised. I hear it. All right, so tell me this. You know you got legends over there. How you feel about playing against some NFL legends?
I mean, of course, growing up, I love watching some of them on both teams. But at the end of the day, this is my territory. This is my field. They're coming into different territory, and we feel like we're going to show them what's the difference and show the world what's the difference between what they do and what we do.
Okay, I like the cockiness. Get out there, man. Go warm up. Hey.
And cockiness, it's just true, man. We going to show why people underestimated us.
Straight up. Go warm up. He going to need it. Oh, my God, he's going to need it.
Yeah, that was before the game. What happened over the next hour was...
So the whole vibe was that these silly little...
Dude, from Drewski...
flag football guys are going to learn what happens
yes,
when you actually play with real people.
To KB, Greg Olsen knew. Greg Olsen clearly, he's got kids. He's around the game a lot. He's a scheme guy. Like, Greg Olsen clearly had come in prepared, but everyone else seemed to not be ready for this.
You're going to play against Tom Brady?
And it took, and I've seen this happen. Flag football is a deceptive game, and I've seen it happen. And it took about 3 plays to realize that this is a bloodletting in process. There was nothing the other two teams could do to stop Team USA from scoring. They could score on any play they wanted.
Was it 106-41? Was that the...
Yeah, it was 88-22 at one point, though. So,
but all 3 game or whatever.
Yeah, it was
that had NFL players on them versus the flag football team.
And it could have been,
I think,
a
it was
lot
106.
They scored every time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they only didn't score because they knelt.
Yeah,
at the
right
end
before
of the
the
game.
half.
And they were trying
every drive.
Yes, there was nothing that they could do to stop them, and
they need some Christian Parker. Sounds like
it wasn't just flag pulling like we talked about, but they were getting beat deep left and right too. They could not cover them. It's just,
and our guy looked good. Our quarterback,
he was unstoppable, dude. And he's like 35 now. He's not a young man, but they couldn't. I don't know. I guess it's weird. I don't know how many guys there are out there, I guess, who just saw that for the first time and were like, what the? Because America was just running regular football plays. Or excuse me, the NFL players. They're just running regular football plays. That's not going to work. So it seems like there was no preparation at all. But then, like Jalen Hurts throwing pick sixes into coverage, There's nothing special about what the flag football Team America defense did there. Jalen Hurts just threw a pick.
Yeah, he's not a good quarterback.
that happened multiple times where you want to keep being like, it's just the IQ of not knowing the game. And it's like, no, they just kind of passed the zone coverage off and Jalen Hurts fed one in there and it got picked. Like, that's not anything special on flag football's part.
So I was a little bit shocked watching this, and I knew you would feel vindicated, as you should. But
a chance for validation.
I don't think there's been enough trial and error with these NFL players because you're right. They just ran flood or whatever they have in their playbook. You could tell them watching what the Team USA offense was doing.
It was demoralizing.
For sure.
Yeah.
And they were trying to play their game. If you look at their touchdowns, they just out-athleted their guys with the OBJ catch, the Tom Brady cool play. I mean,
dude,
I just don't think that they utilize their strengths at all.
Have you seen the one Brady avoid the sack throw to the corner of the end zone?
No. Is it great?
You'll get hard.
It was incredible, dude. And at that point in the game,
because I almost did,
none of the NFL quarterbacks had avoided any pressure at all. Burrow, Daniels, Jalen Hurts, they were just getting sacked left and right. And Brady sidestepped a rusher, climbed the pocket, and threw a dart to the back corner of the end zone.
You need to see it.
It was great, dude. And as excited as you got about that, that was followed up in pretty short order by what I consider to be the worst words in broadcasting.
Down to the field we go again. Let's say hello to Kevin Hart.
Give me Drewski.
I know. They were tag teaming it.
One day they'll be the same.
They're getting there. They're getting there. So yeah, you had Drewski, and this is I think.
Hey, what's going on? This is Kevin Hart. I'm standing here with the man, the myth, the legend. Of course, I'm talking about Joe Burrow. Cool Joe is what I call him, and cool as a.
Okay, yeah, that's what you call him. Here's another one with your favorite.
Let's go down to KH.
Gronk. Gronk.
I like Gronk.
So when Brady's team got out there, they played second. They went to Gronk like 3 or 4 plays in a row. They were just feeding him the fact that nobody could cover him. Yeah. And they realized they only need to get like 8 to 10 yards of play. So it was just Gronk run, Gronk turn around. And then they ran him to the, like on a corner route. He caught the ball in motion, thing of beauty. And then when he was getting up on the sideline, slipped on some turf and pulled his hammy. They were all heavily mic'd up, so you could hear the second it happened. He's like, damn. And then he's over there on the sideline talking to Brady, and he's like, we gave him one, babe. We gave him one, and now it's time for Drewski and Gronk.
It's just not enough to keep going, man. It sucks. I love competing. It was so much fun going. I was just starting to get my engine going, man. Drewski, I just had too many brewskis. That's it, man.
No, I got you. We got something we can shoot up in your knee if you need it. That's what I said.
If you weren't listening to me.
This ain't the NFL. You ain't got to. Hey, we good.
Come on.
Oh, okay. No, I ain't.
I mean, I'm just messing. I know.
All right, man. We'll talk. We all clean here.
Drewski, you appreciate Gronk. It stinks, but feel better.
Meanwhile, you would never do steroids. Gronk's like, what are you, dude? You a narc? Speaking of mic'd up, you think Sean Payton's a chill guy to be around? Here he is at a flag football game that doesn't matter, talking to the officials.
He's trying to call the official. Let's hear what he says.
Every flag's been on us. I got an official telling me it's 3rd down, and at the snap, he's saying 4th down. You guys got to be better. That's inexcusable.
That's awesome.
Why don't you relax? God bless.
Was he playing it up for this event, or was he actually?
No. And I know enough to know.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's a hothead. That's fine. That's what makes him great. But
every flag.
Every flag's been on us because
you're holding them. You can't pull their flag.
I'll tell you why every flag's been on you is because Logan Paul is out here tackling people.
Right.
And like shit talking, he's like, every flag's on us. Also, you say it's 3rd, then he says 4th. Inexcusable. It's a lady. She's like, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Payton.
I think I have a little bit of Logan Paul here. Let's see.
Coming on the far side. Who has it? Is he in? He is. It's a touchdown.
Welcome to flag
football. And there's a flag as well.
Okay, so this is now Hoosh yelling, welcome to flag football. Logan Paul comes over and throws his sunglasses off of his head. off of Hoosh's head, sort of a wrestler.
Hey, we're going for two in the fight.
Y'all gonna get yourselves hurt. I got it. Y'all gonna get yourselves hurt.
Hey, you heard who saying this is flag football.
They're gonna get a personal foul here, I think, on Logan Paul. He ripped Hoosh's glasses off and threw him on the ground.
Hey, Nico.
Anyways, yeah, Logan Paul's a clown, but it wouldn't have mattered if it was Logan Paul. It didn't matter if it was Von Miller. They could not stop them. It wasn't NFL player or not. It was flag football player or not.
So I just saw that Brady play, and it was the first drive.
You need a minute?
Oh, no. Yeah, I've already calmed down. It's the first drive. It was great.
Yeah.
Like, yes, he's like a statue back there, but all of a sudden, whoop, move over and avoids the rush. Touchdown. Now their team is up, and it's the first drive of the game. Are they thinking it's
Start
a route
out
there?
super positive.
Yeah.
Yes.
And are the announcers like, all right, yeah.
Yeah, but you have to remember that was the second game.
Oh, second game, okay.
In the first game, it was pretty clear. I mean, it was cool to see Brady, and it's like, okay, maybe he's going to be able to do a little something. They scored in 2 plays. The Team USA guys scored in, it might have been 1 play, dude. They could score any time they wanted. They were doing things that I see all the time, and flag football people see all the time. But if you do it in front of an NFL player, they were noticeably aggravated.
Do you think this will be
because
popular?
It looks really okay. Do you guys remember a couple years ago when Carl Nassib came out as gay?
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple years after that, he was on a podcast and he was talking about the first time that he ever used the word gay on the field, and people were like, "Whoa, dude, not cool." It's a very funny story. He's like, they kept running this little backside bootleg over and over on me. And after the play, I was like, stop running that gay ass bootleg. Everyone was like, dude. And he's like, but if you see someone do what flag football dudes do to you and you're not used to it, it's impossible not to be like, that is effing gay, dude. That is the gay, because it's just like salsa dancing. You're running karaoke. Yeah. You're dropping your hips all the way to the ground. And then like, it doesn't look manly at all. But you can't stop it if you're not used to it. So it was a bloodletting. However, I got a couple emails about this. One from Eric, who's a flag football guy. They need to fine-tune the rosters also. There's a group of 24 NFL players that they could divvy up into 12s and could be way more competitive than these guys. The technique is a problem. These rosters are also a problem.
It was amazing.
Go get Maris Lee a foul.
Right.
So this was name value to get you to watch this. You're not watching this if
serious about
it's Maris
competing
Lee
in the Olympics and they want to be competitive but also entertaining, they need to find the middle ground. Like a guy who joined the booth for the third game to announce that he's been training with Team USA for 2028, RG3.
Okay.
That's the sort of thing we need.
You're right.
Johnny Football.
But you know,
on a comeback story.
You're going to get your people saying that's taking the roster spot away from a guy who's really worked hard at flag football.
And that's possible that he will, but think about what I said, though. I don't think this is like Tiger going swimming with the Navy SEALs for a day. Robert Griffin's he's training.
Yeah.
He's become friends with them. He knew what was going to happen. He was in the booth like, dude, I've been working out with these guys for a few months. We all knew what was going to happen. And, like, if you get a guy like that, dude, I'm telling you, what if they get a Johnny Football comeback story for the Olympics?
I'm in.
I've seen, dude, he would cook if he got in shape.
Wow.
Hoosh is 35, 36 years old.
Wow. Hey, let's
Johnny
settle,
Football
let's
gets
settle
in shape.
down on Johnny Football getting in shape.
That's a great one, though.
Dude, but I'm telling you, you don't have to get in shape for a long time. You don't have to really learn a playbook. I promise you he's played. Well, you want to take that to the PGA Tour. I think we've got a better shot at Olympic Johnny.
I want Dan in a helicopter.
Hashtag Olympic Johnny.
Well, I'm with you on that.
Because he could do it.
I turned it on to watch, and then I went from not caring at all to yelling, why is Luke Kuechly out there? Because he was trying to chase receivers. Like, what?
It's tough.
Where did you retired? Go away.
I'm telling you, the best
Why
version.
is Luke Kuechly out there?
I don't know.
How did his name pop up?
It's probably all guys who have deals with Fanatics. And Greg
That
Olson and Fox are Fanatics, and Kuechly and Greg Olson
that was
coach
it.
football together. And
But the part of the trial and error thing I was talking about is they were locked by position where Kuechly's playing linebacker. Harrison Smith is out there. You don't need positions.
Yeah. Yeah, not at all. I mean, the guys that I play with, the Southlake guys, say kids, they're men now with children. The best version of that team, like the A team, played this Team USA team right before I started playing with them, with Hoosh, with these guys. They fared way better. They got doubled up.
The Southlake team looks better than this team.
Considerably better.
It's a different game.
So that's all I'm saying, dude. If we can just go get your favorite retread college players that are that perfect height. Like, this is where you reintroduce Deuce Vaughn to the world.
A good one.
Kyler. They said that on the broadcast.
They did.
How about Turpin?
Turpin would be great.
Would he be good? He's got to be small and fast, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Not Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
How about LVE?
How about not?
Am I not really following what you're saying?
I don't think so at all. Oh, hold on a second.
Down to the 15. We go downstairs to Kevin Hart.
That's not.
All right. You guys want to do news? You want to do a little more weekend check? What do we want to do right here?
Let's do news.
You say it, it's done.
Here's Jay
and
with the Dumb Zone News.
I think you like the sponsor, Poncho. Poncho Outdoors. Poncho, and then the word outdoors. So there's an O on the end of Poncho, and then you got the O at the beginning of outdoors. You need those two O's for ponchooutdoors.com/dumbzone. Get $10 off your first order.
Top ranked shirt. It's great if you're a sweaty guy like me. Let's just brass tacks it. It's disgusting. You're not going to see those pit stains on these Poncho shirts. They're breathable. They got SPF built into them. PonchoOutdoors.com/dumbzone. $10 off your first order. I got a bit of a Monday follow-up on the story we had last week. I told you that the man who crashed a truck into this very building, the Fox 4 Studios in downtown Dallas, where the Game Day Men's Health Studio is, the guy who crashed his truck into the front of this building almost 10 years ago over really nobody knows schizophrenia. He was mad about an accusation against a friend of his, thought the news was involved. Well, that guy was back in the news last week because he was arrested for abusing a corpse. At the time, that's really the only detail we had, though, was that it was the same guy and that he was back in the news because he was arrested for abusing a corpse in somewhere around Bartonville. Well, now we know what happened. He threw a bucket of human remains that he had stole from a nearby cemetery over the fence of the FBI Dallas office.
Ooh, maybe this would be a good little neighbors.
Now you're interested?
Yeah, little neighbor problem, throwing remains over the fence. So he stole. I would like a little more on that as well, if we can get a little more in depth. Exactly how? Do you have to dig something up?
Yes.
Is there a...
Yes.
And then he's like, I'll just get like a hand. I'll throw it over there.
Yeah, they say he dug it up, but
that's quite an effort.
Yeah.
That's a movie thing, right? Digging a hole.
So hard,
Digging
dude.
a grave. Like, you need a backhoe.
Incredibly difficult.
To uproot a tree.
So his mom had called the cops. He tells his mom that he needed some money for a U-Haul and told her that he had a body that needed to be moved. And I guess his mom, not exactly a on-the-team type, told the cops all of this. So she says no. He gets pissed off. She calls the cops. And that's how they're able to start monitoring U-Haul, facilities and That's how they caught him. But he was also uploading wild stuff to YouTube. That's probably somewhat of a common thing in these type of stories these days, right?
Just being part of social media?
Not just social media. Updating and uploading videos to YouTube.
I always think that's an interesting look because it's someone who can't deal with reality, yet they are technologically savvier than I am, I think.
Fascinating and true. But yeah, he had made a YouTube video where he was ranting about someone named Elizabeth and how he would throw her remains over the FBI fence to try to draw them out.
Okay, I'd like to talk about his logic there.
Yeah, don't know.
I don't think he'd throw it over the fence into their territory. Or he just wanted them out there, and then what? Then what were we going to do?
There's no information on that.
Yeah.
He
Tough.
also had stolen an urn of ashes from Oklahoma City and was believed to have taken a coffin from a facility, like a mausoleum in Denton.
He's got a lot going on.
Also,
wonder how he keeps organized.
He was driving mom's car, and when mom, clearly capitulated to all police searches, they looked in the vehicle, and he had searched cemeteries on the GPS in the car. So a lot of evidence, a lot of evidence. I told you guys before that was a big crux of the poop dollar scandal. Was the parents involved got spooked when the cops showed up when I was in high school. They showed up at the baseball players' houses and said, "Hey, we hear your kids were pooping in a box and putting it on a dollar bill and filming it. Where's the tape?" The parents were like, "Yes, sir." Gave it to him.
Your mom wouldn't have done that.
Hell no. My mom spent the next 6 months going full Aaron Brockovich trying to get it dismissed, whatever the Birdville ISD version of that would have been.
So these other parents just gave up the tape immediately.
It's the cops. We do. No. In that sense, I come from that's the libertarian. Yeah, we were not trusting the government. No siree. Speaking of that, whether or not you trust the government,
I do.
There was a meteorite that rattled residents in the Houston area Saturday night.
Oh, Houston. Because I thought you were going to tell me about the Ohio one.
No, what do you got?
There was one in Ohio last week. Mom told me about it. It was big on the news.
I wonder if we need a weekly, what's mom got?
Oh, my God. Yesterday she told me I shouldn't be drinking protein drinks. And I was like, I got a protein drink for you.
Oh, yeah, Mom.
It's
pay it
Blake's.
forward.
Blake will make it for you.
So what's her logic there?
She was telling me that something with the protein, and if your body gets too much protein, then something happens, and then that actually can affect is it your kidney or your liver or something, and that's why you need to drink a lot of water. And I'm like, well, I do that too. And then she said, all you need... She stated this as if this was a long-time fact. All you need is 2 eggs per day. It has enough protein for the entire day for any human, and it also has natural amino something and whatever something that will help the protein attach to your... she had all this information. I was like, oh, okay. Because I was FaceTiming with her, and she saw me drinking a protein drink.
Aha. So, of course, she needed to weigh in on that.
Yeah, but it was good. It was good topic matter.
Well, a woman in Houston who posted this on social media, she actually had, galactic mass, meteorite rock crash through her home. There's a football-sized rock or hole in the roof.
Does insurance cover that?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I would call
space
Qualis.
Insurance.
Does that fall under act of God?
Right. It's crazy, though. It looks like, I guess I've just never been up close with meteorite piece, but it looks like something from a sci-fi movie, like The Rock.
Yeah.
It just falls in your house. But there were hundreds of people reporting seeing fireballs in the Houston area. This is a big one.
Yeah, sounds similar to the Ohio scene. Same thing happened. I mean, it's not that, like you said, it's only as big as a football, but it makes a pretty huge deal.
And I mean, imagine. I just think of like
maybe it was bigger and then it burned out.
If it killed somebody, what an insane story that would be. Like I always think that about the shooting bullets in the sky.
That's how you get a donkey of the day.
That is how you get a donkey of the day. That's a great point. We had a massive gathering that had to be dealt with by the police over the weekend in Salina. Every once in a while, I will see a story that makes me miss being young. It doesn't happen very often. I'm generally very pleased. Life is good. Parenting is fun. It's the good part. It's what you waited for. But when I see the story that due to it's spreading like wildfire on social media, there was a house party Saturday night in Salina where they think that 800 people showed up. 2 arrests, reports of gunfire.
That police,
dude, this had to be just the best of times.
Save the date, summer event. Same stuff's going to happen.
Dude, what if we just got
June 6th.
Just did a house party? Just did an absolute rager. Kegs, just TABCs arresting people.
Wait,
somebody's jumping off the house.
Who's in the backyard? We get a little bout going.
Roe and Wade.
Yeah.
My buddy Roe, my buddy Wade. But you just know that this was insane. Like 800 teens and probably some of the guys who were in town from college. It's spring break,
Oh, yeah. That sounds great.
And it just now on spring break can just go absolutely nuts.
And so what happened? Cops called?
Yeah, I think it just
Frank
made
the
the news
Tank was
because
there?
it's that big of a party.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of arrests.
Are you saying, had you been 19-year-old Jake or whatever, 17-year-old Jake, you heard about this?
I would have been upset it
on
wasn't
Twitter
at my
media,
house.
You would have headed to Salina.
No doubt. And did such many times. And it's interesting for Salina.
This ain't a party till Jake gets there.
Yeah, no
That's
doubt.
what Jake would say in third person.
That's I still say that now. But for the people in the town, they've got to be like, that's just fucking good, clean fun. Come on.
Yeah, especially recently.
Everybody's closed.
Recently.
Nobody's doing jumping jacks.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting forced into yurts.
Salina.
There's just everybody, just a bunch of them having a good old time. It's no big deal. Just having a good time. This man not having a good time. 21-year-old guy in Arlington, living with his grandmother. Not ideal, but it happens. But apparently Friday is payday for 21-year-old Rontrell Jackson. Payday on the allowance that he collects from his grandmother. And for whatever reason, she was unhappy. Either the job had been unfulfilled, perhaps this was him asking for her to put something on it as a draw. In any case, conflict over the allowance. He kills her.
Oh, no.
Oh!
Kind of a Angelo concern.
Yeah. No, this hits home.
Bit of it. Officers responded to an apartment complex Friday afternoon. 68-year-old woman. They got into a heated argument, which led to the... Okay, yeah.
Because his room wasn't clean?
Well, it's a little bit confusing, but it says they got in an argument which led to the loss of his allowance, which led to her loss of life.
Which led to him getting the money. Maybe.
Don't know.
How'd he kill her?
Gun. They found a gun. When did allowance start in your house, Dan, for your children? Not for you.
I don't think we ever had an official
really
getting this amount of money every week.
Is it a bad parent thing to do? Or you looked at it that way?
Are you already doing it?
No, but it came up this weekend.
From your wife or from your kid?
I guess it depends on what they would spend the money on.
Something came up she wanted to buy. And I just read this story. I was like, yeah, don't kill me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we ever had any official thing. I think we did a pretty bad job of parenting. That's why I can't wait to
I hate when you say stuff.
My
like
next
that.
wife is. We're gonna have a. I'm gonna do it right.
Nothing bothers me more than.
So you're gonna do an allowance with your Jordan Hudson.
Maybe. I'll let her decide.
It's the Dan saying that it's not quite as annoying as I've outlined before. Like, you know, when the annoying parent thing I think is when they're like, I just wasn't hard enough. Like I just let you guys get away with too much. And I'm looking around like, boy, all my friends kind of think you were like the least lenient of all. Dan did a great job. His kids turned out great. It's all awesome. They're in great shape, great schools, and he's like, what is a bad job? He has a great relationship with them.
They are kind of mean.
They are a little mean.
I guess the reason is if he can't be
But they're
happy
funny.
with what he
Yeah, they are
did,
funny.
I have no chance. That's why it concerns me. I want to deeply believe that he looks at himself and is like, I actually did this. And if he doesn't, there's no chance for me. Now, if they come back and need allowance from you or your mom at any point in the next little bit, let me know. I'll update the standings. A man in North Carolina.
Well, they need money now, yeah, all the time.
Well, good point.
All right.
A man in North Carolina, this is a case that's first of its kind. He's got to pay over $8 million. He pled guilty to criminal music streaming fraud. He was using AI music generators to make songs and then streaming them with bots. So the whole thing was made up. Earned a bunch of money off of royalties, which, of course, in some sort of I don't know, it's not a class action, but you could be sued over that because it's taking revenue and royalties away from the pool for other artists. So he's got to give back the money he made.
How much?
$8 million. And he's got to go to jail.
Ooh. Does it seem like that should
At
be
least it's
illegal?
likely.
Like this is the playing field now? These are all the things available? All right, I'm going to use this. Like I read a story about some lady who used AI just to write books.
Mm-hmm.
And she wrote with AI and sold like 200 books last year, something like that. And it doesn't sell a lot, but it's kind of like it's lady porn books.
Oh, interested.
Yeah, and so they're real basic. They're real, I guess, as far as AI is concerned, that's the easiest genre to replicate.
Hey.
Horny.
Yeah, the lady.
Horny housewife.
Yeah.
And she made a lot of money. Like, not a lot of money on each book, but adding up all the books.
Well, I think what got this guy in trouble is he was faking those numbers. He was using bots to stream those songs.
Yeah, I mean, that I don't know if Dan's defending that too or not. It's a full-scale scheme. It's using AI to make songs and then making fake accounts to
It doesn't
stream the
seem like it
music.
should be right, but I would, again, if it was your kid, you would be like, hey, wow.
Yeah, you
good
might
idea.
be. Yeah, but I think the same thing about the, ticket salesperson who was advertising. I'm still going to say it's
Yeah, good idea.
good idea. It seems a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think if you're Apple or you're Spotify, you definitely have an incentive, I would think, to police this. First of all, you don't want to pay fake money. You want to pay money to real people, ostensibly who are going to keep paying. And they're not just being gamed into paying this other thing. Like, they're supporting your company. So you own it. I don't know. I'm not surprised that they want to edge these people out of the pool. It's less money for the big company.
And I was listening.
They'll say it's because they want to take care of artists, but it's not. They don't want to get scammed.
Yeah, artists. Yeah.
F's up their business model.
I forget what radio station it was, but I heard one of their little generic voice guy things was all human all the time. Where
Except for this.
I was going to say.
No AI, I guess, songs, no AI DJs. It's authentic. So is that the next battle?
It might be.
We're real over here.
There's a non-zero chance we have to use it as a selling point at some point if we do this long enough. Still human.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to take my Grady song out?
No.
Nah, not yet. And here's a heartwarming story for Blake.
Mm-hmm.
No pets, no zoo animals involved here.
Okay.
But we have two longtime dart workers, longtime co-workers. And one of them is giving a kidney to the other to keep him alive.
Is this just like Craig Sager and his son? Or is that bone marrow?
It was bone marrow, which I believe is actually considerably more painful and onerous on the donor to spice up the Craig Sager story. But this is just a couple people who work together.
Does it say what they do?
What they do for Dart?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they work like they work in what appears to be like a warehouse.
Oh, fake.
Fake?
Yeah, why would they have a warehouse? Why does Dart have a warehouse?
Well, they've got stuff they've got to like work on.
Yeah.
Trains and trucks.
Must
and
be nice to be
parts.
protected back in your warehouse. You're not on the streets with these bus drivers and train drivers.
Do you think the one guy's doing it just to get the time off that you get for
Hell yeah, he is.
this long surgery?
And he wants the news to come by and interview him?
He just wants to be on TV.
Yeah. Screw this guy.
He's one of them's a rail mechanic.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
What is that? I'm sure that's real hard.
I
Look,
got to fix this
here,
one piece. I need a half day to fix this.
Big piece of metal. I'll fix that.
Backbone of the economy. And here you guys are. Does he stream? What's his TikTok? Yeah, no, I'm sure there's people. It would be very funny if you found out that it was just a ploy to get time off, right? During March Madness or something.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody at the
It's
ticket.
like the vasectomy.
Masters is
Who's
coming
getting
up.
I think somebody at our old place of business is going to be having a baby, and they're going to get like, I think it was 6 weeks it was maybe a 4-week paternity leave.
Shut up.
And I was like, I swear Jake was like a week maybe?
No, that's not even. But
I had 3 days.
Yeah.
You had 3 days?
Mm-hmm. And I took my own personal vacation for those 3 days.
No, so he got 0, is what he's saying.
I got 0.
I used my sick time and then used 2 vacation days because of the NICU.
So I don't know
So
if
I got
they've
none,
changed
essentially.
their game over there or what.
Well,
but
if they have, I'm claiming it as our win.
yeah, sure.
And I hope you had chance, Dan. I know you and Blake were telling me that it was your one of your big dreams, in addition to doing stand-up this year, was for you and Blake to have sex on one of those gay sidewalks in Dallas before they removed them. Hustle. Today's the last day.
Today?
The rainbow sidewalks in Oaklawn, they will be starting to be removed today.
God, thank God.
I know. Weren't you feeling too...
There's been a lot of shit.
I haven't been able to look at a guy without wanting to jack him off.
Well, yeah,
since they painted him there.
I drove downtown this weekend, and it just felt like there feels something wrong with this whole effing city. Yeah, and it's probably the gay street over in Oaklawn.
Yep. Good news though, the powers and politicians at B, they got this out of here, so they'll be removed this week. You guys will have to do it somewhere else.
Do people do that?
What if?
There's no doubt, right?
The Dumb Zone News. Like and subscribe.
That was a good news.
Would it be a good bit if they just started having an orgy? And they can't destroy it?
Back to the pile.
Yeah, they just made a big pile on the rainbow-colored sidewalks.
What if gay people... We need to find something that is so mainstream for gay people to adopt as their flag. There's no
coffee
regular side. I'm just saying a symbol or something. Just because then it would be everywhere and...
Happy birthday. Thank you.
We're trying to help the gay folks.
This thing is built on the backs of...
Viewer mail birthdays from HelloFresh.
Oh, no doubt.
That is a food delivery service.
It is a food delivery service.
It's like they will deliver the ingredients.
Yeah.
You know how... What's cumin? Cumin?
Yeah, it's cumin.
All right, C-U-M-I-N. Always thought that's a very funny spice.
Why?
I don't know. I never tasted it. I always thought it would be...
Salty, isn't it?
I wouldn't go for that low-hanging fruit.
But even now with all your protein desires?
If you're going to buy... Ooh. But if you're going to buy that, That's like $5 or whatever, and then you got to buy the other little thing for $5, and
This
you
is
only
enough
use a
coming
tiny
for
bit
an
of it.
army.
Right.
I don't need all this.
I don't need this. Is like a Rod Stewart size bottle. But what if with HelloFresh they'll deliver you like just the ingredients needed for this particular recipe, and
That's
they're all
it.
great recipes.
That's it. You no longer have to go to the store and say you just need one load of this spice or that spice. It's all right there for you at hellofresh.com/dumbzone. You should let me get through, do one good read today. Dumbzone 10 FM. Get you 10 free meals and a free knife.
Ooh.
$144.99 value on your third box. Offer valid while supplies last. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subbies only. Varies by plan. HelloFresh. It's good stuff. Here's some birthdays.
Couple viewer mail birthdays. According to the group chat this weekend, it was BL Brett Lieber's birthday.
Oh.
Nice.
Along with Meat. You know, I'm in a fantasy league with a guy named Meat.
No doubt.
He seems like a meat, too. Like it's MEATTE.
Oh, okay.
I think that's
fantastic.
his real name. So, yeah, Meat.
He's a Donovan guy, right? We saw the great Donovan this weekend.
No, he's not a Donovan guy.
Okay.
He doesn't know Donovan.
Just,
but
Lamp.
yes.
Lamp.
I meant to mention that during our Akaash review. It was awesome to see Gordon and Donovan. I haven't seen the great Donovan in so long. But I gave him a hearty embrace.
It's very cool.
So, yeah, happy birthday to BL. It is interesting that his son didn't, tell us or email us.
It's not surprising to me at all, but that
No.
might be just because I text with Jack a lot.
God, his stock keeps rising.
Jack's a one-word reply.
I love intern
yeah.
Jack.
Me too.
But he's just not the kind of guy to do that, because BL has given us a email for his son's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
BL and Jack are different. They're just different. One of them's a little more outgoing, perhaps. And, taller, the other one.
Dear Emperor of the Ephus Ditch.
You think you'd be pretty proud if your son was a lot taller than you, or you'd be always pissed off?
Proud.
No, I think it'd be great.
It probably says a lot about you as a person, how you react to that.
I think it'd be great.
I would say it's also great,
Yeah.
but,
Blake could
certain
probably
type
say
of
he
dude.
better be.
Right. Beat it into him.
Blake's a tiny little guy.
Yeah.
Cute little buddy. Dear Emperor of the Ephus Ditch, today is the birthday of my older brother, Jameson Gray.
Hey.
You may know him from your little show. Please join me in wishing him the happiest of birthdays. Leaders are Caitlin Knobloch and Hot Spice. He would like to hear a heart attack man joke, if indeed he has one. I love you, from Brian.
The Brian
P.S.
guy.
Shout out to good DF Ryan Payne. And Ron Dane. Perhaps.
Get him for the Olympics.
Yeah, what's he doing?
Be great.
Game Day Men's Health presents On This Day in History.
Ooh, I was texting with Dave from the Grapevine Game Day Men's Health. What did he tell me?
Looking good?
Really hard this time?
Let's see.
Really hard this time.
I gotta find it.
Why would that? Try not to come in with an erection.
They just got some great things happening over there at Game Day Men's Health. All across the 12 locations.
Listen, man. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, but if you can afford peptides in your budget, you're a fool if you're not. I know it's not for everyone, but if you can, look into it. I feel like God.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's what Matt Grimm said. Matt Grimm was yelling at me to start the peptides.
Just my joints, I can tell. I just feel smooth. I would suggest giving it a shot. Akaash, peptide guy. So if you want to headline the Majestic,
Well, Game Day Men's Health is your place then. GameDay.dumbzone.com. Mention the Dumb Zone. You get 10% off your TRT for life. But it's not just a testosterone replacement. It's peptides. You know what I meant. The vitamin shots. They're great. The wiener thing.
All right, so I don't know the guarantee.
You got yourself a soft little wiener?
I don't know the guarantees, and that's going to be important. But Travis Kelce just signed a deal, Dan.
With?
The Chiefs.
Oh.
It's 3 years.
3?
So they say.
Go away already.
Well, obviously, it's to spread out the money on the salary cap.
Yeah, don't know.
But it couldn't even be $10 million a year anymore, could it? I'll say 10, just for the respect of Travis Kelce.
3 years, $54 million. It's a good 18 mil.
What's the guarantee?
Don't know. There's your kicker.
Or as I like to say, the G money.
You do like to say that, Bracket Dan.
That makes me sound more like a real football guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, gameday.dumbzone.com. Monday, March 23rd is the day. On this day in 1775, Patrick Henry delivered an address to the Virginia Provincial Convention in which he is said to have declared, "Give me liberty or give me death." And everybody's like, "Oh, all right. Slow down there, Patrick. Settle down there."
This guy's crazy.
I think he meant give me liberty or give these people that we will run to fight against the British, give them death. Like Patrick Henry's not out there with a gun, right?
I don't think so, but I'm not a historian, you know? Like, in my mind, they were a lot more invested than, like, Lindsey Graham or, you know, Dennis Kucinich or something. But I don't actually know that. You know, some of them were in the Army.
On this day in 2021, a cargo ship the size of a skyscraper
Suez
ran aground and became wedged in the Suez Canal. Hundreds of ships would be prevented from passing through the canal until the vessel was freed 6 days later. Big deal in your house, right?
A very big deal in my house, but more importantly, a fertile ground for memes. Big ship, no turn was a really good time on the internet. It's funny to imagine the global economy can just come to a screeching halt over a situation akin to Austin Powers stuck in that hallway in that tunnel where he's just backing up and going forward and backing up and going forward. It's a great bit.
Weren't all of our sex toys in there?
Yeah, I think that was the thing.
Is the Suez Canal the Strait of Hormuz?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same thing?
Yes.
So today is March 23rd, this day in Dumb Zone history.
So we were definitely in a diss track era, probably caused by Drake and Meek Mill. But in 2022, I had forgotten about this. Pusha T did one for Arby's, dissing McDonald's. Does that ring a bell at all?
Yeah, it does. And I actually know why. Because Pusha wrote "I'm Loving It."
Oh, okay.
And I think he got maybe ripped off or something. Please don't turn this into a thing about how I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know the details, but he did do some sort of like diss track on Arby's with Arby's for McDonald's not paying him.
Here's the guy.
Yeah, he wrote the "I'm Loving It"
what the Reddit
jingle.
is saying.
Yes, for sure. But I'm also correct on this one. He got $500K for "I'm Loving It." Disgruntled by this, he later partnered with Arby's for a 2022 diss track targeting McDonald's Filet-O-Fish.
Very good.
Surgical.
Let's see. In 2021, Dan said he shaved his armpits in college to avoid sweaty pits.
Doesn't really work.
I trim. Although it doesn't really work for me either, though.
And I feel like this might be hard for me to describe, but in 2021, the ticket did a thing where it put all of the personalities in a bracket. Get it? Because it's March and we got to do brackets.
It's a good bit.
Just to see who would win.
Brackets are great. Go ahead.
Just to see who would win. We didn't need to do it. It was going to be Gordon and probably Julie, and I think it was. But wasn't this just like the tier system everyone got mad at before that? Like, I know I didn't need to be in there. I was going to lose.
Your tier got mad.
For sure. We were going to lose in round one. We didn't need validation. Our validation was in our paycheck. Now you're going to throw this on it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've been in my own head about this lately, so I don't want to. But I guess that's what we do, right? Just tell people what's in our head.
Yeah, what's in your head?
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like that whole thing is. I mean, Soroy said it, right? When he went on Gordon's Twitch stream, kind of blackout-ish. Like the tier system thing was like funny for 2 seconds. It's the sort of thing that Junior said in passing, and it was like we moved on. But we worked for such an asshole that he thought it was like a great thing to like really hammer home, like that people belonged in certain places. And for me personally, like, I don't know. The further I get away from working there, the more I realize, like, I did not want to work at a place like that. I didn't want to work at a place that thought it was cool to be like, yeah, I make X, but the people that work for me make 0.015X. And at the same time, I'm going to make sure they know their place, and that's cool. That's fucking lame. And it pisses me off the more I think about it.
The other way to do it is like my wife works for a school, but she's like in the office, you know? So she like, if you think teachers don't make money, she makes like way less than they do.
Yeah.
She makes enough that we can just pay for insurance. She doesn't really take home money, like money. It's kind of crazy. So she makes so little, but she has never, I mean, and this is saying a lot, that she won't stop talking about, like, I've never heard her talk about something more because she talks a lot anyway. But it's like she loves to talk about how much she loves this job. And I guess they kind of like go out of their way to treat the lower level, really low paid employees to make them feel good. And I think it is a ploy to distract them from the paycheck, which is over here, and you don't make anything. Mm-hmm. But like she got like an award, or like she'll get recognized by the higher ups, and then it's promoted across, and then everybody knows that she's getting recognized type thing, where like her boss didn't need to tell everybody that this was her ride.
Actually, what I'd like to do is I'd like to set up a thing where I have you, office worker, and I'm going to publicly have the most popular person in the school go up against you, and I'm going to have people vote. Yeah, just to see how much everyone actually, it's like, okay.
And then they showed the percentages by how much we lost.
Yeah, hey, look at Jubb versus Deddy.
Yeah.
Or, hey, look, it's Mike Reiner versus Blake. Wonder who the people love.
It's just selfish.
Well, and then that's a blurred line between, because on-air content, funny is funny, and you can do that, but then that's the debate. Is that funny? On-air content? Is your job on-air content? Or
I would say if your job was
staff morale
going to be on-air content, you should have got into that.
You know what I mean? Because staff morale would be more your job. But my point is, though, that, yes, she's saying she works at a place, because she didn't, the last place she worked was not like that. Or like always building, like if she had an idea, someone else might claim it as their own type thing. Whereas now, like her boss will readily like tell everybody, actually, this wasn't me at all, this was her. And then she feels great about it, and she'll come home yapping about it and everything, and which is like, oh, okay, great. It's a good trick is what I'm saying. You can make all the weekend guys feel really good by, like, you can do sleight of hand to make you forget how little money you make. But if you all just glom onto it and accentuate that fact over and over, then it can.
Doesn't always have to be that cynical either.
Let's make promos about the tier 1 people.
Well, the tier 1 people should be brought up a little higher, I think.
Yeah, but okay. Let's end on a higher bit of a note. Back in 2020, we were doing 2 segments of Tiger King. We were doing 3 segments of Weekend Check, just trying to kill COVID. But this was a good thing that came out of COVID. Here's Josh Lewin.
Shmuley the Dachshund has once again pooped in a neighbor's yard. Here comes the ever-patient daddy, poop bag in hand. Shmuley conveniently looks away, knowing full well he's been naughty yet again. Daddy flares the bag. He's got the poop! The poop is in the bag! And Shmuley the Dachshund is gone!
Play-by-play of ordinary events. That's what we thought was funny at the time.
I'd like to check the tape and see if I really thought it was funny or not. But in general, I think
I'd like
everyone
to check that tape too.
We get a COVID exemption.
Okay, tomorrow at this very time.
And we're like, oh man, Josh,
You're going to pull out that
Josh
tape?
Lewin should open for
yeah, I have
Akaash
it in the
one day.
notes.
Where
that
we
loved
reacted,
it.
we loved it.
Yeah.
You're saying we love that.
Yes. Tomorrow.
It was a tough time.
Tune
dude.
in.
It was a really tough time. Everybody was up against it. We were using glory holes.
Hell yeah. Other birthdays today. Jason Kidd is 53.
That means today's Danny Bayless's birthday.
Oh, really?
The fake Jason Kidd and Jason Kidd. Well, I guess that's more Gordon, but
yeah.
Future GM.
I say very complicit. He's you know what? I'll wait till tomorrow. I got all these Luka numbers I want to look at.
Boy, you want to talk?
Have you guys seen what he's been doing? Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
My post-game activities Saturday night, Friday night after the show, Damaris was there. He knows Akaash, so Mavs are coming up. And then you've got a couple of other guys who are sports fans who are not from Dallas that are like, damn, just what's it like? And I might have gone. I will tell you that I was personally actually not close to ordering a drink. But there were two people there that were like, damn, dude. I was kind of worried about you for a minute. I was pissed. Like when somebody's like, so what's it like? I just start going. And then
Good thing Blake wasn't there. He would have poured you the drink.
I know, right?
Come on, bud. Let's celebrate.
Just hadn't gone back through the whole timeline again in a while. Like, so what happened? I'm like, dude, I don't know.
Kyrie Irving is 34.
Oh, good. Awesome.
Yeah, I was looking at this morning like, could you imagine, like if that didn't happen, we'd be on the edge of our seat. When's Kyrie coming back? When's it like, and now I don't even know if he's.
Yeah.
Like I would know the exact day.
Mm-hmm.
Or like we'd be asking, how come
he might already be back.
He might.
Pushing for the playoff or pushing for the hosting a series.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is 31.
Bitch.
That has to be fantasy related.
No, he's just like, I don't know. He went to the Yankees and basically said the Rangers suck. Their organization sucks.
Oh.
Everyone over there sucks. Well, screw you.
World Series in the last couple of years, Dan, before you have anything else to say.
Mark Burley is 47. Today's War Games winner.
Yeah, he had a fat ass war, didn't he?
A surprising 59.
Yeah. Oh my
Damn,
God.
I didn't.
Mark Burley.
Wow.
Clayton Tune is 27.
Quarterback.
Friend of Kevin Turner.
He's from Carrollton.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Jaworski is 75.
Said Colin Kaepernick would be an MVP or something. I don't know. Had a crazy Kaepernick take.
Brandon Marshall is 42.
Punted a ball at practice.
Hilarious.
To get traded.
Yeah. Probably some mental health type stuff, but
Did have a 20-catch game.
he was an insane player.
Maurice Jones-Drew is 41.
Fat running back.
Amanda Plummer is 69. She is Honey Bunny in Pulp Fiction. Catherine Keener is 67. She was the mom in Get Out, among many other things.
Oh, man, I really like her.
David Milch is 81. Mark that, Beth.
Creepy.
Yeah.
He created Deadwood on HBO. Great show. Actor Randall Park is 52. He's been in many things, but you may know him, Blake, as Asian Jim in The Office.
Okay. Good bit.
Kerry Russell is 50.
Capel Cowboy.
Rapper Juvenile is 51.
Absolute legend.
Aisha Curry is 37.
Oh, Aisha. NIMBY. She's a big NIMBY, right?
Oh, yeah. Didn't Steph say we don't need that apartment over here? Why do they even care? Well, just put a fence up. Build a moat. You're Steph.
I was thinking about this, though. Where would you fall? This is the classic NIMBY thing, right? I had a news story about this we didn't get to. Like, you buy your house. I know where I'd fall. I would suck it up and be a good bleeding V liberal, but I think my wife would be pretty upset if they built a high-rise next to our house where you could look into our backyard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be a no-go.
That's your real test of like, oh, okay, huh? You're all for affordability, right?
Build against, buy property next to an easement, I've heard.
I'm sure there's people that use that, but there was a story in Houston about like people get very upset about these things. Next week on Neighbors.
Perez Hilton is 48.
Had a run.
The gossip blogger. And Dumbzone birthday today, Reggie Watts, 54. I would love to go to a Reggie Watts show. I think that'd be awesome. You ever see him?
I've not seen him in person, no. But
you know his bit?
Oh, yeah. Big fan. Big fan.
Big
fan of his talent.
Robier loves him.
Oh, yeah. I think that was probably a dream for him.
Born in this Day Now Dead, Roger Bannister. The first person to
5-minute mile?
4-minute mile.
4, damn it.
Moses Malone, the first person to
dunk a basketball.
Go from high school right to the NBA.
Oh.
And Bo Diaz, the first person to, or the first major league catcher to
catch all innings of a doubleheader.
To die while installing a satellite dish.
Yeah, just to trace it here.
Former Indian catcher.
When guys were catching 18 innings in a day, they didn't have the last name Diaz.
McGillicuddy.
Yeah, pretty much it.
Also born in this day, now dead, Joan Crawford. Wow. Dead in this day, still dead, Al Copeland, the founder of Popeye's Fried Chicken.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew the name. Obviously, you know our tie-in there.
No.
Well, he owned Bill Soroy's boat or something. They raced for the Popeyes team.
Oh.
Yeah, so they were always around the fast life of Popeyes and his millions.
Who's the guy that owns Super Salads?
Good friend of mine. Dear friend. Some more dear than others. Tim Taft.
Tim Taft. That has to be a goal. We got to book Tim Taft.
Dude, he's around. He's a local guy, obviously.
He's not dead, is he?
He was involved in some other really great franchises. I'm telling you. I don't remember, but let's see. Fiesta Restaurant Group. Here's Tim Taft.
Can we do a mini GBL? I want Tim Taft. Local.
Look, we had some names we threw out this weekend. I've already heard back from one of them.
Oh, you did? Oh, also dead on this day, still dead, Elizabeth Taylor.
Born and raised.
And Ken Howard. He was the White Shadow. TV show.
And that's what happened.
You ever hear of the White Shadow?
On this day in history.
Well, we can do it again tomorrow.
Let's try it.
Audio from when we loved the hilarious Josh
I've
Lewin
got it right.
bit.
Yeah. I'm very excited.
Damn.
Adios, mofo.
We gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce. 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 Beyonce.
He
Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. 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 Party with Beyonce. 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 Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. 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 Party with Beyonce. Beyonce.
Stop. Carry on.
Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce, Beyonce, Beyonce. Hold up. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce, 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 Beyonce. Party with Beyonce, 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 Beyonce.